Hello, welcome back everybody to Dress to Quest, and thanks for joining us this evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be. And yeah, let's jump right into this, do a little intro of our players, and then do a quick recap. So here we go. I'm going to start off with Chris, if you don't mind introducing yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris, and I play Aize Marley, the Termitian human wizard. And we are still under the sea.
Oh my goodness, those jokes are just going to keep on coming, I think. Uh, Next up, we have Erica.
Alright, hi, I'm Erica. I play Ren Swiftbow, Wood Elf Beastmaster Ranger, and I and I may or may not be in finals week, so I'm holding on. But Ren is doing great. Ren's great, despite, the underwater thing, but yes.
Oh my god, I do not miss that at all. So you got it. Good luck. And next we have Amy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amy. I play Chinyar Udiri, and I am an Eldarin or Eladrin, however you wish to pronounce it, cleric.
Awesome. Next we have Eric.
Hey guys, I'm Eric Wahlberg. I'm playing Volric the Grey. He's a Rune Knight fighter, College of Swords bard, and just so you guys know, we are either a split class or a total of 6 levels each. We don't really talk about that a lot. We just kind of play.
That's true.
So we are collectively, or each of us, 6 level.
That's true. Excellent. Next up we have Space.
Hey guys, I'm Space. I play Aspen, the Asimar Hexblade Warlock, Divine Soul Sorcerer, and ready to get into it.
Awesome. And last but not least we have Josh or Winged Horizon.
Hello everybody, I'm Josh, and I play Shifty Capone, the real Malone. So pleased to meet you. I'll be the captain, and we are ready to get going, I think. Oh, sorry, I'm an Arcane Trickster Rogue.
Awesome. All right, yeah, with that, let's do a quick little recap here, and then we're going to jump right into it, because last time was pretty tense with all of the reconnaissance that was going on. Last we left off, our heroes had infiltrated a Sahuagin fortress in hopes of gathering reconnaissance, as there is worry that this Sahuagin force is gearing up to attack the town of Saltmarsh, where our heroes are currently based out of. As they infiltrated into the fortress, they had a couple of battles in the top layer of the fortress that was above water, but it seemed that this section was still under construction, and in order to gather more intel, they needed to go beneath the waves. So with the aid of magic, they very quietly ducked beneath the waves and went into the strange alien hallways of the Sahuagin. Using the skill of Shifty and Rin scouting ahead, you started to probe into the fortress and gather information about how many Sahuagin may be within, any battle plans you may be able to find, but you had some close calls with some Sahuagin patrols that were swimming through the hallways, having to duck off and hide in the blink of an eye, hoping to not be caught. Thankfully, you weren't caught, but you ducked down one of these hallways, and Chinyar heard some chanting coming from the other side of a door. Aize, the group's wizard, went north to investigate, and poking within this door, saw some sort of ritual being conducted, and swimming above these 3 Sahuagin priests was a monstrous 2-headed shark. And on the wall, engraved in all its glory, was the spiraling chaotic symbol that was found branded on the back of the corrupted Hydra that was at the lizard folk home. Seems there's some sort of connection here. Perhaps the Sahuagin have something to do with corrupting the lizard folk guardian, their Hydra. And as well, this symbol has shown up in Volric's past with his treacherous first mate, Captain Sergol, who betrayed Volric in his past, committing a mutiny against him. With all of this information starting to collect, You were deciding what to do next when that patrol once more made its presence known, and you all managed to hide from it as it swam down the hallway and started heading towards the stairs from whence you had come down into the lair. Knowing that the slaves were above, the ones that you had freed, Volric sprung into action, silently swimming behind this patrol, hoping to intercept them before they went upstairs. And in the last minute, as the leader of this patrol noticed a sound, started to turn around, Rin was able to pull Volric aside, keeping him in the shadows. And as you watched the patrol, you watched them swim past the stairwell and continue on to whatever they may be doing. So it seems they weren't headed for the slaves, and you narrowly missed triggering potentially a very deadly big fight within this fortress, as Shifty has noticed there are a lot of Sahuagin within. Shifty and Rin, rather, have noticed there are a lot of Sahuagin within some of the barracks that you've gone through. All right, with that, let us go to our players here. I see that Shifty has his mask of underwater breathing on, or underwater helm of underwater action, I believe is what it is. All right, so I'm going to pass it over to our players. So we find you all here. Let's start with Volric, Chenyar, and Rin. You swam ahead of the group. You're in this hallway looking around the corner as you see that Sahuagin patrol swim off, going to the west down a different hallway. What do the four of you do in this moment?
I message Ren since she pulled me back.
I mean, Rin's... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't talk to her.
Understood.
I don't know. Messaging is better. I message, thanks for the catch, Ren. False alarm. And I will message back to Aspen.
Mm-hmm.
I say, the patrol is just circling around. I was wrong. Be wary, they may be coming back your way.
Understood. I'll let the others know. And then I will, since Shifty is right next to me, I will message Aize, who's a bit further back, and say the same thing.
Aize acknowledge.
Oh, my fault. And then I will pull Shifty aside. Do you think you can find something for us while we go back up? We can't risk being caught by these patrols.
Yes, I know I can. It's not going to be a problem. I'll be back. We have 30 minutes left. I'll see what I can find. You go ahead and go with the rest of the group and make sure they stay out of trouble.
Make sure you stay out of trouble, okay? Please come back.
Of course.
Okay.
Remember,
I'll wait for...
All right, and Aspen, you and Shifty have this exchange as the idea that you're gonna swim back to the others, Aspen, with Aize?
Yes.
Okay. Aize, are you gonna follow Aspen as Aspen starts to go back to join the others?
Yes.
Okay. So the two of you start to. Oops! I just made archive gigantic. The two of you start to swim back down the hall, going to regroup with the others. Let me do the map view actually so that folks can see what we're all looking at. The three of you, Volric, Rin, and Chenyar, you see your companions come swimming around the corner up to you, minus Shifty. And Shifty, you find yourself alone in this hallway to the north. Where do you want to go first?
Am I where I'm at right now, or am I?
You are where you are, yeah.
Okay. I would like to go down into. They just passed here, right?
So, are you talking about the patrol?
Yes, the patrol.
The patrol went in the direction that your companions went, and you know that down that hallway leads into the big
way, right?
Into the big room with the stairwell that goes up.
Okay.
And
if you haven't done this way yet, I would like to go this way.
Okay. So, Shifty, you start swimming off deeper into the fortress. Before we start following you, I want to go back to our other group and see what they are planning to do. I'm just going to set you here, Shifty. Please don't move your token as you kind of start swimming down the hall. So, as the rest of you regroup in this hallway, what are you all doing in this moment?
So I message Aspen. I say, going alone?
Yeah, he thinks he can find us more information on his own.
So then we go up. Perhaps Clara does Sahawagan or whatever that was we heard up top while he does what he does.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't become shark food.
Thank you for that reassuring thought. And I'll just try to keep in constant messaging with Shifty until I can.
Okay, makes sense. So let's start with the bigger group first. So let me go over here. So you all want to head upstairs, is that the idea?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll message Ren to say, perhaps you poke your head out first. If it's clear, we all go up.
All right.
Yeah. And I'll message the rest of the group in case someone else has any input. Basically telling them what I just said.
Okay. All right. So all of you carefully swim up towards the stairs. Rin, you go up ahead of everybody else. Are you trying to be quiet?
Yes.
Go ahead and make a stealth check for me. And you still have Pass Without Trace up. $22, nice. Yeah, without issue, you silently swim up to the top of the stairs, poking your head out. As soon as you start to come up to the surface, you can hear the rhythmic clanging of the tools on stone from the last time you left the slaves to continue to do their work. And as you poke your head up above the water, you see that all of them are still kind of half-heartedly pretending to do their work to keep that illusion up of not being broken free. I'm going to move you over to the other map here. And I will move Josh to here. Oop, did that work? Hold on. Having some Roll20 difficulties here. I'll have to figure that out later.
So as we're coming up, I'm going to half message and then say to Aspen as we come up, I say, Shifty's a good friend of yours. You're okay coming with us?
Shifty is my best friend, and I mean, this is the only logical solution.
All right then. Best of luck to him.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
So as Rin waves back to you all that the coast is clear, you're able to pop up and surface into this cave. This room that is under construction with the freed slaves that are just kind of half-heartedly banging against the wall. Emerging out of the water, you see some of them kind of startled at the sudden appearance of you all. Recognizing you, they go back to what they're doing. But you're in the upper level. What would you like to do up here?
Do we hear any Sahuagin at all?
Make a perception roll for me. I forgot to do this for Chenyar, but that's okay. At disadvantage because of the banging of the tools. So it goes both ways. The enemies would also have a disadvantage if they're trying to make perception rolls.
Okay, 1 second. 8. I'm sure I don't hear anything.
Yeah, you just the sound of the stone being hit by the tools is kind of reverberating throughout this chamber, making it very difficult to pick up on anything else.
So what do we do? Do we send Ren ahead to see if she can scout the corridors up here to see if any new Sahuagin have come into the fortress?
I think that's more than prudent. Ren?
Of course.
Okay.
And I have a question. So the frog, it has like, I think 10-foot movement. Can I carry it?
Oh, it has 10-foot movement on land?
Yeah.
I suppose so. Is it a size medium creature?
Medium. It's medium, yeah.
So you would be at half speed, so you'd be moving at 15 feet around by carrying it.
Okay.
So it'd be a little bit faster than the frog walking.
Yeah. For now, I'll do that.
It's a very unique problem to have.
Yeah. All right. So, Rin, you would like to scout ahead?
Yes. It's one of okay, thank you. Because when you move me around, I can see more.
Yeah. So Chenyar heard the sounds of the Sahuagin coming from the north of your position.
Yes.
So would you like to head up in that direction?
Yeah. It's foggy enough that I can't remember where.
That's fine. Yeah.
So is it to the east and then up, or
yeah.
is it okay?
Yeah. So going up, going west and then going north, you see the hallway kind of. You see the hallway extending up this way, and then it continues. And Chenyar said that the sound was coming from this direction. So following the hallway, based on Chenyar's kind of sense of direction of where this was coming from, I would like you to make a stealth check as you are slinking ahead of the rest, heading up through the halls.
Does she still have Pass Without a Trace on?
Indeed, yes.
And I believe I still get advantage because of my shoes.
18, okay. So you start very carefully and silently slinking through these halls, trying to listen for anything that may be just ahead, just around the corner. The rest of you, are you waiting in the room to hear back from Rin, or?
Yeah. If you move me to the entrance to that room.
Okay.
And then I will be messaging Rin. Keep me updated.
Okay. So Rin, you, yeah, go ahead, Chenyar.
I would like to move to over here.
Go for it.
Next to Wolric, so that the sound from the banging is less because of the wall.
Got it.
Actually, I'm going to move to about here. And I am going to listen intently so that I can hear if there's anything that happens to Rin.
Okay. So with the both
or
of
any
you,
noise.
Yeah, both of you keeping an eye on Rid. Volric, you're doing message. Chenyar, you're listening. Go ahead and make your perception roll, Chenyar, as you kind of sit and focus. And Rin, you, as you start to wind down these halls, they kind of zigzag in this odd pattern. And again, these hallways on this top level, they're not quite complete. They're just these harsh carved walls, very utilitarian kind of sturdy stone walls carved directly into the rock. And Chenyar, you got a 22, so you are very carefully listening, trying to pick up on any sound of Rin winding her way through those halls. By the time you get to this point, Rin, the sound of the tools working starts to become lessened with all of the stone between you and that work that's happening. When you get to here, you start to poke your head around the corner, carefully going northward, and you see a group of Sahuagin all kind of standing at the ready. Some of them seem to be idly talking to each other. There's two of them that are keeping a close eye on these two hallways extending to the north and south. And you can see that just barely, as you kind of look around the corner into this room, you can see that there are 3 exits out of this room, 2 to the north and 1 to the east. And the one closest to you going northward, it looks like there's some sort of iron portcullis that is closed down, blocking the way to that northern passage. But from your position, I mean, I'll let you go ahead. We'll say at this point you get one of those pings from Volric. You can respond to Volric if you would like.
All right. I'm gonna describe what part of what I see on my end in roll 20. She writes back that same information, saying 9 bodies in this room at least, and I'm sure there's more down the hall.
All Sahuagin?
I was gonna say yes. Is that correct, or is the other
make a perception roll?
Something else? I mean, what icons?
No, it's fine. You see what you see. You see what you see. 16. Here, I'm gonna move your token for you. You're still hidden because you rolled a high enough stealth, but carefully looking around the corner, this is what you see in the room, and they all look to be Sahuagin.
Okay, reporting back just the same.
Okay.
And you said that it looks like they're are they standing guard, or do they look like you described them preparing to go to another location, or are they just...
They're standing guard, yeah.
Oh, all right, standing guard. All right.
Yeah, it looks like the two kind of to the north here seem to be keeping a close eye on the hallways going north and west. But the rest are more or less kind of doing idle chit-chat. Some of them seem to just be resting, leaning against the wall. You do see one that periodically looks to the north through that iron portcullis, but other than that, they seem to be on guard duty.
Which one of the hallways is the one that looks like it's closed?
Oh, this one here.
Okay, and then the other ones are just same thing, just doorways.
Arches, yeah. They're just arches, yeah.
All right. Repeating the same information and emphasizing those 2 archways. If we have a run-in with them, I'm not sure how much that sound is going to travel, and notify anyone else to come.
Yeah, it'll be noisy once it gets started. And I'll turn to the group and speak. I give them the information. I say, are we all moving forward? Are we doing this? I'm going to assume that's a yes, since nobody's said no. I'll be using my Pass Without Trace, obviously, and stealthing up.
Okay, so are you all going to stealth up to where Rin's position is then, sounds like? Yeah?
I'm going to stay towards the back because I have disadvantage on stealth, so...
Okay. Aspen, are you going to join them?
Yes. I'm going to send a message to Shifty.
Okay.
Letting him know that we're moving deeper back towards where we came from.
Okay. So we're just about ready to cut back to Shifty, but Aspen, as your party starts moving, you quickly send that message to Shifty. You receive it, and all of you start moving down the hall towards Rin. All of you, please make stealth checks for me. You get that +10 because of Pass Without Trace, and I'm gonna kind of just take all your tokens and move them up there for you if that's okay. Here, I'll kind of do this for you so you can get a good idea of where y'all are headed. Uh-oh.
I got a 1. I did again. I got rolled a 4 and a 2.
Chenyar, is that 10 with Pass Without Trace?
No, the Pass Without Trace at 10 to what I just rolled. That's the...
So you get a 20. Okay, excellent.
Yes.
Just need to see what Aize and Aspen get, and then we'll see what happens here.
I got a 15.
You got a 15, okay?
Yeah.
Modified with...
Did you do 15 with the +10?
Yes.
Okay. And what about you, Aize? Did you roll? Oh, you got a 7th, so you got a 17. Okay. Let me check something here.
Which way are we moving?
You're going north. Oh, sorry, Aspen. I didn't know you were with
It's
the
okay.
group.
It's okay.
Okay, so okay, so we got a 20, and then Volric got a 12. Aize got a 7, and Aspen got a 15. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so you all, as you come around the corner here, Volric, you leading the group. Unfortunately, your armor, even with Pass Without a Trace, it's still kind of grinding and scraping as you move through the hall. And Rin, you can hear all your companions moving down the hall, kind of holding your breath, looking around the corner, making sure that these Sahuagin don't notice. When you all get to about this point, Rin, you see the 2 Sahuagin that are closest to you, they kind of stiffen up and then turn and look in your direction. You see the kind of glint of their pure black eyes kind of look down the hall in your direction. They don't notice you as you kind of pull back, but you then hear them kind of chatter back to the rest, and you start to hear them all communicating with each other. You hear the movement of bodies as they seem to be positioning themselves. And then all of you down the hallway, you just hear as a Sahuagin calls out in their language, seeming to some sort of call and response. But you all hear that when you're at this position in the hallway. What do you all do?
Aize, I think you should go in there and fireball him.
Your wish is my command.
As Aize does the fireball, I do also want to step out and see who survives the fireball, and I want to cast Flame second level, so I will have 4 targets.
Okay, so real quick before you do this, Aize, just so that we're all clear on what's going to happen here. They know that something is coming down the hall. Nobody's responding, so they are on alert. You are not going to get a surprise round if you do this. You will have to do a contested initiative roll and hope that you beat their initiative. Just want to let you know so that you don't feel like, you're aware of what's happening. You're still welcome to do this. Just want you to be very clear on what's going to happen here as you step around the corner.
I've already used up my archive remote launch abilities. That's something I forgot to mention to you. I was cheating a bit. I can only do it 3 times per day, launching a spell through archive.
That makes me so happy because I was like, damn, this is so powerful. Okay. Okay. That makes so much more sense. I was like, how do they balance this? Okay. All right.
I have a question. Quick question.
Sure.
Initiative. Would that be considered an ability check?
It's an ability check, yeah.
Okay, I would like to cast guidance on Aize.
Oh.
If he's going to do this fireball.
Yeah.
May I also ask, does guidance stack?
No, just the one. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
That would be really awesome.
That would be awesome.
So Aize, Aspen quickly, before you go around the corner, places a hand on you, and you kind of feel this little kind of boost of warmth and confidence. Are you gonna do this?
Yeah, I wanted to bring up, is my alter self still running?
Yeah, it is.
Very well, then I make sure that I shapeshift into a Sahuagin.
Okay. You watch as Aize turns into a Sahuagin. Describe what you do, Aize, as you step around the corner.
I yell Sahuagin and I stab him.
Oh! I'm not that good an actor. Come on. I still move like a weak old man.
So Aize, you turn into a Sahuagin. Describe what happens.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pretend to be one of the Sahuagin on patrol that we've seen in other areas.
Okay.
And I'm just going to, I'm not going to run. I'm not going to look panicked. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to, in fact, I make an effort to make as much noise as possible.
Perfect.
Stopping my big webby feet into the ground.
Yeah. Perfect.
And making Sahuagin noises.
Make a deception roll with advantage. If you succeed on this, you will get a surprise round.
Okay. That's one roll. And that's another roll. Nope, I'm not gonna do it. Okay.
Okay, so you come around the corner, Aize. You are looking just like a Sahuagin as you step around the corner, and they all are there on guard as you come, like flopping your feet around the corner. But I think maybe you kind of overdo it, and you look a little exaggerated as you're trying to like maneuver this awkward, cumbersome body. And as you come flopping around the corner, they all kind of tilt their heads, and as you attempt to mimic the sound of Sahuagin as you're coming around the corner, they immediately narrow their eyes, and you watch as one of the priests tightens up as you get ready to cast your spell, and they're getting ready to cast their spell. So everybody, let's roll initiative, and then we're going to cut back to Josh. So let's get the initiative rolls in and see what happens.
I have so I have a bonus on my initiative.
Okay.
Right? Well, let me roll it first.
Yeah, you get to roll a d4 and add it to it.
Yes, you do. You get to add a d4 to your initiative. That's right.
I also have, does inspiration, I can't remember what inspiration does.
You can add inspiration to any d20 roll that you want. Are you talking about inspiration from Volric, like a bardic inspiration?
I still have an inspiration I have not used in ages.
from Tony from the last campaign. You know what? Sure. I don't give inspiration, but you have it, so you can use that. It's gonna be gone forever if you use it. But yes.
Okay. Use it now, and what is it? Is it a d4?
Inspiration? No, you just roll another d20. You just have advantage.
Oh well, hell. I think I will do that.
Which, by the way, anybody who was in the previous campaign, if you do have inspiration on your character sheet, you can still use it, but you will not ever get it back. I don't play with inspiration, so just be aware.
D4 plus 21. My initiative is 22.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me get this up, and yeah, we're about to cut back to Shifty here. I just need to get everybody's initiative going so that we can jump right into this as we cut back and forth. Okay, they got that. And they got that. Okay, you definitely are going to go first, Aize. So, as we see Aize step around the corner, not being a Sahuagin very well, the priests kind of stiffen up and start to cast their spell, but Aize, you are quicker than them and are able to cast a spell before they do. And as we watch Aize casting the spell out of Archive, we cut back to Shifty, who is alone within the depths of the Sahuagin fortress. So, Shifty. I don't have... Shoot. Okay, I'll see if I can figure this out. I'm going to try to get one with a map with you on it, but for now, we'll do this. So, Shifty.
Yeah, I'm in complete backness.
Yeah, let me, there we go. So, Shifty, you should...
a quick question for you.
Yeah.
I see myself now.
Yeah?
So, I want to make sure I understand, because I don't want to go, in the direction that I know the guards, are going to be walking, into me.
Mm-hmm.
So, based with that, because I do know what the general direction they were going, were they going across here and going to the...
Do you see my little arrows?
Yep.
Okay, they went this way.
Okay, so then I don't think I would have wanted to go there. If I did, I think I would want to go up instead of that left, because I'm pretty sure they're going to, they're going to run into me. I don't want that.
Okay, so go ahead and place your token where you want to go. I didn't quite understand which way you want to go and all. Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, so this hallway, Shifty, as your companions go swimming away, this hallway here to the north, you know that this is where you and Aize were listening at these doors, and the one to the far north is the door that you were last looking into, that had the room kind of opened up, and there was a table, like a big stone table with a bunch of like components on it and things like piled up on it.
And we grabbed that, correct?
No, you didn't get a chance to go inside that room.
Okay. Let me go ahead and move up here then, I think, to this room here, correct?
Yes. So give me a sec.
I'll roll that stuff for you. I got a 29 plus
29.
10.
Perfect. Yeah.
So I got a 39.
Give me one sec here, Shifty. I really would love for our audience to be able to see the map, and
that would be good. Yeah.
I'm gonna see if there's a way I can. Oh boy, this is gonna be okay. For now, for our audience, I was hoping to do kind of a little one-on-one with Josh so that you all could see his wonderful costume and see his face nice and close. But unfortunately, because I don't have the scene set up, I'm going to have to use our big scene with all of our players. And that's okay, because now we can see all of your beautiful faces, and you can just react to Josh as Josh gets into trouble. So so for our audience, here we go. There's our map, and Shifty is there as he's swimming northward. So at this point, Shifty, we cut back to you just as you're getting that message from Aspen as she informs you where they're going. And up ahead, you can see the doorway that you were last looking into, and to your right, you can hear that chanting of the Sahuagin in the big temple room where the two-headed shark was. But with that stealth check, you are gliding through the water, well, I guess like a shark, just completely silently.
Mentally, I message back to Aspen, let me know if things go south. I can come for backup.
Okay. So, are you going to try to go into this room?
I'm going to look with my mirror again if the door is still closed.
Yeah, you already did your perception roll, so I'm going to just keep the same one. You look through with your mirror and glance inside, and just like last time, looking through, you're able to just barely kind of see around the corner, and it looks like it opens up into a bigger room, and there is like a big central stone table in the middle of the room that has various items resting atop it.
Are there any other characters or creatures around that table?
No. The room appears to be empty.
So yeah, I would like to sneakily, do like Pink Panther style.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun. Where's that one? So is it up north here? Can you go ahead and move my character then?
I will move your character. Yeah, I'm just checking to see if the door is locked. I don't think it is. Yeah. Okay. So you gently swim up to this doorway here, and let me double check something. If I can't find this in like 2 seconds, then I'm just gonna make a call.
There we go.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So
so very, very carefully you open the door up and slip inside. And going into the room, as you gently swim around the corner, you see that there are no creatures within here, and all you see is that big central table, and there seems to be another bed of seaweed that has kind of been cultivated and growing up in big, thick strands in the corner of the room. What would you like to do?
Should I roll an investigation and see if there's anything else in the room that I might notice that could be a danger?
You can roll a perception check. Go for it.
Or perhaps, a hidden item or hidden area. I'll roll a 13.
13? You don't see anything as you glance around the room. No hidden creatures or obvious traps. What would you like to do?
I would like to swim over to the table.
Okay.
And do some kind of check to see if I have a perception to see if this is what we're looking for.
Go for it. Make an investigation roll for me.
Roll a 15.
15. You carefully start gliding over the top of the table, and as you look at the table, you can see that there are these gold-colored engravings that are actually like carved into the surface of the table, and they look like they've been inlaid with gold. The central symbol in the middle, you notice it's the same one that was in the big temple. It's that spiraling, chaotic shape with the big shark maw kind of surrounding it. You also see that the benches themselves, these big stone benches kind of set around it, they are very beautifully carved with like intricate patterns of teeth and fins and shark mouths spiraling upward. And as you look down at that spiraled symbol in the middle of the table, you kind of feel yourself almost being drawn into it, and you have this flash in your head of a distant memory. You see a familiar scene from your past of a whale carcass hanging in a dirty, dank harbor filled with fishermen and dock workers. There is another couple whale carcasses off to the side that are also hanging up in this kind of very dim, dark, dank harbor. And this one particular whale carcass that you're looking at that's kind of hanging off of a crane next to a big fishing boat has that symbol branded into the side of it. And as we flash back to the present, you kind of clear your eyes. You look down at that symbol once more, and you can see that in the center of it, it looks like there's a very thin line, like as if the stone itself has been slightly carved, and it looks like it's some kind of button that can be pressed in.
Okay. I would like to use my thieves tool to see if there's any kind of trap or what kind of mechanism it actually is.
So go ahead and roll a dexterity, your thieves tools check for me.
Where's dexterity?
Dexterity plus your. Are you proficient in thieves tools?
I am proficient in thieves tools, but they can be used different attributes depending on what we're doing.
Yeah, dexterity with your proficiency bonus.
I rolled 25.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, you just spilled all over myself. You carefully insert your thieves tools into that button and sort of try to feel out the mechanism. You can tell that if you were to push it, it would trigger some sort of little compartment on the side of the table to slide out. And you can also tell that there's some tension on it leading in off to the kind of left. And as you sort of feel that tension, you can tell that if you were to press this button without triggering another button somewhere else on the table, it would trigger some kind of trap. And as you kind of follow where that tension goes, you go over to the side of the table and you realize that there is another hidden compartment that would have flipped up a blade right into the face of whoever would have opened this. And you quickly snap that line and disarm that. Pressing the button, now that it is safe, you watch as a compartment on the side kind of pops open, and looking within, you see this hefty compartment on the underside of the table that is opened up, and inside you see that there is these kind of bundled bunches of that same kind of glowing bioluminescent algae that Rin found in that one chest and that was in the temple itself. And they're kind of bound up as if they're like almost little packages. There's 4 of those. There is a gold flask that seems to have this incredibly thick, viscous fluid within. It's hard to make out exactly what it is. And as well, you see... let me see here. You see those same shells, those flat shells that were bound together that seem to almost be like the Sahuagin version of scrolls or books. There is a collection of those shells, and as you pull them out, as they're kind of bound together with thick sinew, and pull these big, thick, flat shells out and look at them, you can see that on the front of this bleach white shell, carved into it, is the same spiraling chaotic symbol, but it is missing the mouth. It's just the symbol isolated on its own, and it's filled in with some sort of dark, like black ink, making it this incredibly high contrast, stark image on the front of this shell. And flipping through the shells, you see that it is filled with engravings, with writing. What languages do you know?
I only speak Halfling.
You have no idea what this language is, yeah.
Halfling and Common, yeah.
But it is some sort of, bound together piece filled with writing, with this symbol on the front of it.
I'm just gonna be like, bingo.
Okay.
Gotcha. And I'm not sure if it's described as this way, but I'm also going to try one thing and place that black spot and place the thing right over the circle in the middle of the table to see if maybe it's a map or something like that. It might just pop up at me.
I see.
Spiral.
You're talking about you take the bound shells and place it in the center of the table?
The one that has the black spiral in it, yes. To see if it's actually some kind of map or something like that.
You place it down. It doesn't seem to match up with anything. It just seems like this is like its own item. This is some sort of bound, like I said, it's like their version of scrolls. Looking around the room, though, it seems like that was everything that was within this table. But you look around the room, you do see there is one stone coffer that is set up kind of next to those undulating weeds as well.
You're trying to tempt me, aren't you?
I'm just saying. I'm really looking at the description of the room, and
I just rolled a 14 to see if I hear anything coming from around.
Okay, you carefully listen. You can still hear the chanting coming from the other room, but that's about it.
All right, I get my. I do believe I took the bag of holding back from. I believe it was Aspen or Kanyar. I believe I did.
Okay.
If I didn't, then I'm just going to take the shells. I like to unwind one of those little seaweed things. See if it looks like anything, or if it's just like some kind of sushi roll or something.
You unwind it and you're kind of holding them all in your hand. I would say you could make a nature or a survival check.
Nature or survival.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well I'm going to do a nature check then for 5, unless I have advantage.
I don't think there's a reason you would. So yeah, I mean, you unwind it and they kind of slightly unfurl a bit, but it does look like they're almost bound up in a way to be like a sushi roll, I guess. Like they're kind of bound up such that they seem to be their own individual little like packets. But you don't really know what they're for or why they're there.
I'm gonna take the shells.
Okay.
And the viscous fluid for Ayuze. I'm sure he'll like to study that.
Okay.
And then one of the rolls, just in case.
Okay.
Not all of them.
All right. You put that all in your bag of holding. What would you like to do next?
Close that drawer.
Okay.
And how much time has passed? 10 minutes, or is it still like 5?
Once you leave the room, it will be 10 minutes. Just so, again, to be clear, the way I'm doing this, if you search a room, that's just 10 minutes past. So
I would like to, if I have not heard anything from outside, I'm going to actually, I don't want, if I peek, it'll be 10 minutes, right? So I'm going to swim down to the coffer and check it again for traps.
All right. For the sake of time, we'll kind of keep those investigation rolls kind of carrying over. You go up to the coffer. Let's see. You go up to the coffer. It is not trapped, and you go to open it, and it does just flick open. And as it kind of opens up, you look inside. There's a canvas bag that you pull out and look in it, and it's filled with platinum pieces. It has
like more than I can count.
It has 50 platinum pieces in it, and there is also this beautiful gold bracelet that's kind of resting off to one side, inset with pearls. That is 200 gold.
I can't tell if it's a magic item or not.
No, not with just grabbing it. So there's also, these are a bit, bulky, but there is one of those leather harnesses that you saw in the other coffer. There's another one of those resting within here with gold buckles. So
I'm going to worry about that. Platinum is about 1,000 gold pieces, right?
No, well, one platinum piece is worth 10 gold pieces. So as you as you grab all those items,
I'm not going to grab all the platinum. That's too much. 50? That would take forever, like 20 minutes. I'm just going to grab.
No, it's in it's in a bag. This is just like a bag of platinum.
It's in a bag. Would it be too heavy for me or no?
No. So you collect all those items, bag of 50 platinum pieces, and if you want the gold bracelet, you're welcome to take that. And as you grab all that stuff,
I want to leave something behind.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't want it to be too. Yeah.
Sure. So just take what you want and put it in your inventory. And as you collect all that stuff, we cut back, and we see Aize. What does it look like as you cast? Are you casting Fireball?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And I maintain my I'm still maintaining a Sahagin form.
Uh-huh.
I will reach over and pull down Archive out of the air. So he's hovering over my hand.
Uh-huh.
And I intone the words to cast Fireball. Mipiri wa moto, and I try to do a close imitation of a Sahagin accent, so it's like
Okay.
And I will detonate the Fireball exactly where you placed that that red ball there, Nathan.
Perfect. So the red streak of light shoots out and explodes, engulfing all the Sahuagin in flame, because you got a 22 on your initiative, so you get to go first here. And all of you from around the corner see the bright light. Rin, you feel the heat come from around the corner, and I am going to roll a bunch of dexterity saves here, and we'll see if these guys survive.
26 points of damage, DC 16.
Okay, excellent. What do I got here? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 normal Sahuagin. Here we go. DC 16. Okay. Okay, so 2 of those guys looks like they made it. These guys are gonna do their dex save. Boom, boom. They both fail, and these 2 as well. Boom, boom. They both fail. So only 2 of them succeed. And how much damage was it? You said 25?
26.
6. Okay, so that is 13 points of damage to these 2. And the other, so you watch as immediately 3 Sahuagin, they just burn up into ash as the fireball explodes around them. They are all immediately destroyed. The others are severely burnt from this explosion. Taking us immediately to Chenyar. It is your turn. Unless Aize, did you have a bonus action or did you want to move?
Yes, I was going to move.
Go for it. As Chenyar.
Then I sorry.
No, you're good.
I make a rude gesture at them, and I run away.
Okay. Chenyar, you see Aize come running from around the corner after this explosion goes off. It is your turn.
Okay. So she's gonna step up. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how bad do these guys look in the front to me?
They look really messed up. They're like, all of them that are left look really severely burnt. Smoke just billowing off their burnt bodies.
All right, hold on 1 second. I'm just trying to see the distance that they are from where I'm at right now. Because I got 30 feet. Okay, I think I can get these guys. All right. Okay, so as I said before, I wanted to cast Bane.
Bane, okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to cast it at 2nd level.
Okay.
Which means I get 4 targets. They have a Charisma saving throw of 15.
Got it.
What Bane does is anytime that they attack, the target will need to make a roll of a d4 and subtract whatever value they get from the d4 from their attack roll or saving throw.
Understood. And you're getting 4 targets?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, they do not have good charisma, but unfortunately all 3 of them made it. They got
oh no
18.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 of them got 18s, 1 of them got a 19, but 1 of them got a 5. So the one directly in front of you, you watch as they kind of tense up and look at you and hiss as you see these kind of black tendrils of smoke from Aize smoke. They kind of coalesce into black tendrils around their face as the Bane takes hold. Okay.
Okay, so I have 5 feet of movement left.
Okay.
And I'm going to assume Volric is going to be coming up behind me, so I am going to take, and I guess this is, I'm trying to see who this is right next to me. Who's next to me?
That's Rin.
Is that Aize?
That's Rin.
Okay. All right. Well, she's very protective of Rin. So she's not going to leave Ren out there, but she also wants to make sure that she's not in their direct line.
Okay.
So she will take a 5-foot step back to complete her movement. And she will draw her weapon.
Okay, yeah. Also, I just saw that Aspen is not on the initiative order. Thank you for that, Aspen. What was your initiative?
12.14.
12. Okay. 0.14. Okay. Thank you for that. All right. So sorry, Chenyar, you pull back next to Rin and pull your sword out as the sunblade ignites, taking us to Volric. What do you do?
All right. So Volric's gonna set Bert down. So I get my full movement. And as I'm going, I'm dragging my sword along the floor, creating some sparks, and the glowing runes of the flames kind of add to it, so it's almost like a fiery trail. And I'm chanting as I'm going forward.
Awesome.
And I say, clanking and clinking, as obvious as a fish stinking, I reveal our plot. Chenyar moves in and curses the lot. Then I easily blast them to hell. The others, with my magic, I shall fell. And I sweep my hand up, and many runes come out.
Okay.
At about waist high, and kind of cover pretty much the entire area. It's a 20-foot radius. I'll use my sleep spell.
Nice. Okay. If you don't mind moving your token to where you're gonna go, and I think.
Can you move me next to Rin, and then I'll make my roll soon.
Oops.
Thank you.
It is, yeah, I'll move you next to Rin. Yes, I can. Let's see here. I think you have enough movement. Yeah, you have enough movement. So you get next to Rin and cast the sleep spell.
So 20 points, 20 hit points worth of peeps.
Go for 20 hit points worth. Okay, so I guess I'll start from the center and go outwards.
Yeah, it's always the lowest hit points within the radius.
Okay.
Lowest to highest.
Okay, so this one, okay, I need to, I need to start adding this up. So, I am not great at quick math, so I'm just gonna do it like this.
Just say all of them.
Yeah. So this one falls asleep. Then this one. How many? Okay, this one also falls asleep. And then the next one, is there even enough left?
It's 20.
There's just not enough left. So 2 of them drop down, falling unconscious. The other 2 next to you, who appear to be the 2 priests, manage to shake off the spell, looking at you, growling. Anything else for you, Volric?
Yeah, then for my bonus action, I'm going to... yeah, you know what? I'm not going to grow. I think we got this one under control, so I am good for this round.
Okay, excellent. It's now the Sahuagin. They... what are they going to do? God, you have to use an action to wake up a sleeping...
Yes.
Sleeping one. Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's annoying.
Yeah, that's a great spell because of that.
Yeah, it is. Let me... Sorry, I am... Oh, it's their turn. Oh, this is... Never mind. Oh, I know what they're going to do. Sorry, this is perfect. Okay, great. The priests, they back up. As they do, they start chanting. They're going to get at the back of the group. And as they start to chant, they both are going to cast Mass Healing Word to get every one of their companions, I believe, with Mass Healing Word. Up to 6 creatures, so 5, 6. Oh, there's 6 of them. How nice. So instead of rolling this 6 times, I'm just gonna roll this once and then give that to everybody. Well, I'll roll it twice because I believe it's a D4 plus their spellcasting modifier. Mass Healing Word. D4 plus spellcasting modifier. Okay, great. So I'll roll I'll roll 2 D4 and add that. Okay. Excellent. So all of their wounds start to seal shut as they each get 8 hit points back. And that is going to be their turn, taking us to Aspen. What are you going to do?
I'm going to move up to the others. I don't know if that's 30 feet, though. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to have to dash to get up there.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to dash. And can I see in the room now?
You can see what you see on Roll20, so whatever you see is what you see. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. You can see all of those Sahuagin there in front of you.
Okay. Do I see I'm going to Hexblaze curse one of the priests who's ever closest.
Okay. Yep. Easy enough. So
and that's all I can do right now.
Okay, Hexblade's curse. What are you cursing them with?
That's
Strength.
just specific. Oh, sorry. I'll shut up.
What are you gonna curse them with?
Strength.
Strength. Okay. So that priest is hexed with strength. They will have disadvantage on strength ability checks. Next up are the 2 sleeping Sahuagin. They just lie there with their burnt scales, taking us to Rin.
All right. I'm guessing what I can see as her, I can see is in the room, but I'd have to get around the corner to actually hit them, right?
You have to get around the corner to hit them, correct. Yeah, you'll have to pop out and to shoot them.
All right. I will get my way through. Sorry, I forget. Is that icon? That's the book, right?
That's Archive, yeah. You can occupy the same space as Archive,
Okay.
I believe, because Archive is like a tiny...
Excuse me, Archive?
Quite all right.
Actually, yeah, this is not a bad spot to hang out at.
Which 2 are sleeping, by the way, DM?
The ones that are kind of the blue tokens, and they have the little kind of closed eye icon on them, little sleepy face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, in my view, I can only see, I think, those 2 on the top, on the bottom of the top left tile.
Mm-hmm.
So those are going to be my targets.
Okay.
If I could just click the thing. Okay.
And are you just shooting normal attacks?
Shooting with sharpshooter. I'll declare the first one favored foe, but we'll see from there.
Okay, go for it.
Making sure that's checkbox. All things.
Put an arrow in his eye, Ranger.
Yeah!
Oh my goodness, yes, that definitely hits. And you do...
I take the instructions very seriously.
That is 22 points of damage. You said you were aiming at the one closest to you?
Yes.
Yeah, so that first...
that tile, yeah.
Yeah, so that first one, the arrow flies out. And they fall over dead. The priest behind them kind of stiffens up, looking at you, getting ready for what's to come.
Once again, I like declaring favored foe and then they just die. Okay, let's go.
Okay. Is that another 20? Oh no, okay, 20. Yeah,
that's 20. Yes.
That still hits, and that's 22 points of damage. So with the second arrow, they fall down dead, splatting onto the ground.
Junior chuckles and said, "Just like your mother."
I love being above the ground.
Amazing.
I yelled, "The greatest warrior I've ever met!"
Awesome. Next is. Yeah, go for it.
I still have my bonus action. Literally, just gonna have Bert just hop over across that tile, and that's all he's gonna be able to do.
Okay, so he can move 10 feet and then dash another 10 feet, so it's 20 feet to come hopping up to you, taking us to the Sahuagin. The one remaining just grunt Sahuagin. Let's see. I think the priest. Yeah, you see the priest getting ready to they grab that Sahuagin and kind of shove them forward and start barking orders, and they start to pivot like they're going to start leaving the room. So the kind of grunt soldier comes running forward with their spear out to try to block the hallway and stab into, say, Rin. Since you just killed 2 of them. Rin, are you down any hit points?
No.
You're at full hit points?
Yeah, since the rest.
Okay, great. That's really good.
Yeah.
So
I love it when the DM asks my hit points. That's very reassuring.
So it goes in for a bite. They kind of lunge at you. The mouth unhinges, the sharp teeth. It's a 16 to hit. Does that hit?
Yeah.
It does? Okay. So as the jaw clamps down on your forearm, tearing through your flesh, the blood spurts on the ground, and you watch as the eyes seem to bulge out as they... and then they go to jab you with their spear with advantage.
How much damage is it? How much damage is that?
4 piercing damage.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use my Cloud Rune, and those 4 points of damage are going to hit the priest.
The priest is 30 feet away.
And so 30 feet is the maximum range.
What? How does that work?
So, I can share it with you. Essentially, anybody within 30 feet, when they're hit, I can then transfer that exact roll to any other creature within 30 feet.
Wow. Okay.
Once per short rest.
Okay. So I'm trying to imagine how this works. I guess what happens is the jaw goes to clamp down on your arm, and you watch this intricate lattice of cloud runes across your arm, and the jaw kind of sparks on it, not hitting you, and you suddenly see a huge bite mark appear on the priest's arms as they take the 4 points of piercing damage. Awesome.
Can I say something to Vorik? Speaking is a free action, right?
Yeah.
I'll say to Vorik, that one is getting ready to leave. Catch him. I think I zapped him of a little bit of his strength.
Good work.
Here's this, right?
Yes. And then that would have been two-handed, but whatever. So 22 does hit. This would have been a two-handed spear attack on you, Rin. So let me roll instead a d8 worth of damage. I should have gone with the one-handed. So the spear stabs into you, Rin, and you take 6 points of piercing damage. Unfortunately, does anybody have a way to stop that? I think that goes through.
Yeah, I can't do anything.
Okay, so that cuts.
That wasn't a if I could just ask, that wasn't a critical hit, right?
No. Just a regular 22.
Yeah.
So stabs into you, Rin, but you manage to just pull out of the way before it hits anything vital, and this Sahuagin is right up in your face. God, there's only 2 conscious ones left, so let's just go straight to Aize. So Aize, what do you do on your turn?
All right, first thing I'm gonna move up so I can see what's going on. Get a closer view, and I'll move Oh, all right. There's a Sahuagin standing right here.
Yeah.
All right. I'll firebolt him.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack.
I whip up my wand, sort of take aim, and I make a Sahuagin sound. Just to keep up the act, and firebolt. That's a 26 to hit and 13
Yeah, 13 points of damage. Okay, that does not kill them, but they looking super severely injured from that. Anything else for you, Aize?
Nope. Well, actually, yeah. I'll just hold up one finger to him and then run away.
Okay. And go running down the hall. Chenyar, you're up.
Okay, so the one that's running away is this one here?
The one that's baned, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to use my my class ability and bonus action Misty Step.
Okay.
30 feet. So that should put me over, whoops, right here, I believe.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. And then she is going to, she's got her sword out.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to strike at him.
Okay.
And since we want to make sure that these guys don't get away, why not? Because it's kind of cool. She's going to channel divinity.
Okay.
And she's going to channel Path to the Grave.
Okay, so that means this creature is vulnerable to whatever damage it takes next.
Radiant damage from my sword.
Yes. Okay.
And she's going to strike at him with her sword.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack. I hope this hits.
Yeah, me too.
Come on, Chenyar.
Oh.
Oh no!
She swipes as fast as she can, and unfortunately, I'm sure misses him with
yes.
a 10.
Yes, you miss them.
She growls.
They duck out of the way and growl back at you as you all saw Chenyar sort of teleport over there and unfortunately miss this strike. Is that
so
it?
I haven't had my move action yet.
Yeah, you can still move.
So which way was he headed?
They are looking like they're going to be fleeing to the north.
Okay, so she is going to use her 30 feet of movement. 5, 10, 15 to get in front of him and get an attack of opportunity should he move past her.
Okay.
And because I have not moved out of his threat, I don't get an attack of opportunity from him.
Okay, excellent. So you pivot around them, getting into position, and that takes us to Volric.
And he's still vulnerable to radiant damage, and she will say as a free action, he's vulnerable to radiant damage until the end of my next round.
So does Path to the Grave, do you have to specify what type of damage? I thought it's just that they're vulnerable to whatever damage they take on their next hit.
Let me just read it real quick. You channel divinity, curse one creature within 30 feet of you until the end of your next turn. The next time you or an ally of yours hits the cursed creature, oh, you're right. So hits the cursed creature with an attack, and since I haven't hit it, so the creature's vulnerable to that attack's damage. So she will say that.
Yeah.
He's vulnerable to whatever we attack him with right now.
Excellent. So yeah, the veins kind of pulse on the edge of this creature as they take on that Path to the Grave. Taking us...
I would like the veins to be pulsing a light blue like my sword.
Awesome. Taking us to Volric, it's your turn.
Okay. Oh, I thought Rin goes after me?
Correct.
Okay, cool. So that guy's still alive next to me then, right?
Yeah, and the one next to Chenyar. There's 2 left that are conscious.
Okay. And is this the other one?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I see everybody. Okay, cool. In that case, Chenyar's probably got him, but just in case, I'll do full movement or close to it.
Okay.
This is 30.
Yep. Okay, so you do provoke an attack of opportunity. Are you missing any hit points?
I'll go here then.
No, I mean you provoke an attack of opportunity from the.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yes, yeah. Either way, I do. I am not. No.
Okay, so it's just a normal attack then. So here we go. That is a 19 to hit.
That is my armor class.
So you take 6 points of piercing damage as you try to duck out of the way. They clip you on the side, nicking you. All right.
Stupid fish man. And I'll run all the way up, and then I'm going to sidekick that priest.
Okay, go for it. Roll your attack.
Not a phrase you say very often in life. Here we go. Unarmed strike. Yeah, no, ignore the +3. It's 21.
21 to hit. Okay. And you take. So do they take 11 points of damage?
No, they take 5.
5 points. Okay, so 5 points of bludgeoning damage. They're vulnerable, so they take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as you kick into them. Oops, I just gave them 10 points. They are at death's door as you hear something crack in their bones, and they're wheezing, trying to keep from falling over.
As I land from that enhanced sidekick, he's gonna immediately reach out with his right hand as a bonus action and grapple his face.
Okay.
Like, kind of closing the mouth shut because I knew he would want to try and bite it.
Okay.
Just like immobilize him. Okay, here we go. No advantage. Only 14.
14. Okay, let's see if they can. They get a 4. So you manage to grab onto their face, and they are grappled. So they will not be able to move. They're grappled and baned. Is that your turn?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is fascinating. You are grabbing onto their face, holding their mouth shut, and they are a spellcaster.
That's up to you. I was,
No, I love it. It just means that I can do it to you if I want to.
Me or my character?
You, specifically you.
Oh, no.
I just need to look something up if this spell is... what components it has. Oh, yes, it is. Crap. Okay. They're all verbal spells. Ah! All of these spells are verbal, Volric.
I mean, it's up to you.
No, it's fine. It's, you know what they're gonna do? They're just gonna start clawing and biting at you, because you are grappled, so they can still make attacks. And they get these attacks at advantage because you took some damage. So here we go. They get
Bane.
They get Bane, yeah. So they got to roll a d4. So they get to make 2 attacks. So they're gonna try to bite you and claw you, and yeah, even with Bane, there's no way that they hit. So they're trying to bite and claw into you, and you're just pushing them with your hand, unable to do anything. Taking us to Aspen.
He's all yours, Aspen.
Okay, so I will move 30 feet into the room. I guess it's right there.
Are you gonna ask him a question?
Isn't there one in front of you?
There is. That one's already used their reaction, so that it will not provoke an attack of opportunity.
Right here. This is 30 feet.
Okay.
Yeah. So this guy right here, is this the one that I have Hexblade's curse on?
No, that one died.
Okay, that's great information. This one looks hurt, right?
Oh yes, they are at death's door. They're barely holding on to life.
Okay. We'll just play it safe. I'll do 2 Eldritch Blast at it. That's a nat 1. That's a 24 for 13 points of damage.
You watch as the side of their chest just explodes, sending guts down the hallway, kind of spraying a bit of you, Chenyar, but they are killed.
And can I still see this one right here next to Ren?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I will quicken that and do 2 more Eldritch Blast at that one.
Okay.
Quicken, Eldritch Blast, 19 to hit
for
that 15
hits.
Damage, and natural 20
so Aspen,
for 17 points of damage.
How do you kill the last Sahuagin that's in Rin's face, trying to bite and stab her?
He can't understand me, so I like saying something cool is not gonna work. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm just like, I just turn and I'm just looking at it. I'm just like, not that one, and just blast it out. Blast it.
Okay.
So yeah, just blast it twice.
Okay, the two purple blasts streak across the room, slamming into its back, and Rin, unfortunately, you get sprayed with viscera as it bursts out of its chest. And as it stands there with two big holes in its chest, you can just see Aspen through its body, standing there kind of awkwardly like, sorry, as it falls over dead. And in that moment, as we see the Sahuagin's limp face on the stone, the blood leaking out onto the stonework, we are going to cut back to Shifty, who is finishing up within that room. Shifty, at the end of your searching this room, 10 minutes go by, and I'm assuming Aspen will say that this is right when your battle ends. Do you message Shifty as soon as the battle is finished?
Yes. We dispatched them. You don't have to come back. What did you find?
I think I got the battle map, and I got some good good loot. I'm on my way back.
All right. I will let the other know that you think you have the battle map. Yeah, Shifty thinks that he has the battle map, and he said he found some other good things. Should we go and wait for him, or what do we do with these two?
I do message. Prepare the boats if you can.
Okay.
He says prepare the boats if we can.
I'll ask. Oh, good, Shenyor.
Is it possible that, I don't want to give us away, that maybe we can look like the slaves revolted and killed them? Like smash them?
Yeah, we can certainly try. I don't see why not. I mean, what do you have in mind?
Well, I'm thinking that if the slaves had revolted and now they're gone and had killed all the Sahuagin, then they wouldn't know that we were here. It's worth a try.
I'm up for it.
We could take one of the tools and just like motions like sticking it into the body.
Yeah.
I know.
That's a good idea.
I know. We can write a group suicide note. Never mind.
I don't think that's gonna work.
You think that would work?
I mean, seeing as we speak a different language, it's just gonna be scribbles on a piece of paper.
Aize, do you know prestidigitation?
Yes, I can clean up. And I can dispose of the bodies if you want.
No, I don't think that we should necessarily dispose of the bodies. If we take some of the tools and smash them into the bodies, it'll look like the slaves revolted.
All right, I can start prestidigitating and cleaning up the place, though. I mean, actually, maybe we don't want to clean up the place. We want to make it look
Not
like
too much.
Killed them.
But
by the way,
I could use some.
Oh,
please.
Certainly.
Question: what are we gonna do with these two?
Yeah, there's the two.
And I had a question for you, Aspen. Do you think if we brought one back to Salt Marsh, that they'd have an interpreter?
I think, yeah, that should. I don't see why not.
I say we bring one back.
Okay.
Good idea.
So, whoever, I'll just kill one and we'll tie up the other one.
Okay. Yeah, you can coup de grace. That's fine.
Tiny.
Yeah, Aize.
I was just going to mention, the slaves we freed did say that the Sahagin bosses can speak common. And if we have the opportunity to take one of them, we should. I'm not saying this is a bad idea, keeping this one around. We're going to have to tie him up, though, and, and whatnot.
Does anyone have any rope? We need to gag him, too.
I know. Why don't we promote him to boss? Then he can speak common, and he'll know more. Never mind.
Yeah, I have rope. Ren, this is your area of expertise. I give her the rope.
Right.
And I place my hand on her shoulder to give her guidance.
All right. I mean, no. Yeah, it's no problem. You tie up this Sahuagin. You all start. You all are going to stage this area to look like a slave revolt. Aize, you start using prestidigitation to kind of clean up certain areas, it sounds like, but leaving some mess. This will be like kind of a group effort. If somebody would like, who's kind of leading this effort to make it look like a slave revolt?
I would say Shenyar, since it was your idea.
Okay.
I would like to. I guess quick question for the DM. I'd like to help Shenyar because if there's any deception rolls involved, I can use my cloud rune. If it's deception.
Yeah, I was gonna say this would be. I mean, I would say deception makes the most sense, but if you can think of another role, I would be willing to work with you on like how that works. Like if you think, oh, I could use
performance, or I think
something like that maybe. But I would say deception makes the most sense.
Okay, so I would defer to Volric's ability, perhaps far superior to mine.
Okay.
And I would like to give him some guidance.
Okay, wow. So Volric, roll a deception roll with a d4 as you're doing all that, and we'll see what the result is. And then we are gonna.
Can I assist so that he gets advantage?
I think he already has advantage.
Already had it, and I only rolled a 14 total.
Wait,
roll a d4 because I gave you guidance.
Already did. 13 plus 1.
13 plus 1. Okay, you got a 14. Okay, so
I rolled an 8 and a 2.
You do. I mean, it's not the worst. You do a decent job. But we'll see. Maybe they buy it. Maybe they don't. As you're all doing that, I do want to go to Shifty. So Shifty, you get that message from Aspen. You deliver, your response to her. You're in this room. What is your plan next? What are you gonna do?
I decided to take all the platinum, actually.
That's fine.
I thought twice about it, then I just took it all, and I said, they're going to know the battle map's gone anyways.
Okay.
Might as well pay for the ship. And then I am going to sneakily, hopefully very sneakily and expertly, wind my way back to them.
Okay.
Being on guard because I'm expecting to possibly run into that one, that group that are on guard.
Right. Okay, so go ahead and roll your stealth roll for me.
I rolled a 26. If I'm still in
26.
Yes.
Yes. You have. So as you're leaving the room, you have 20 minutes left on all of your concentration spells. So, Paths Without Trace. Actually, hold on a second. Rin, did you cast Favored Foe in that fight?
Well, in the first one, I was going to declare. So the next hit would get bonus, but then he died already. So
you didn't cast a spell.
It's not a spell.
Oh,
so
it's an ability. Okay.
It's like being marked. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, then never mind. Yeah. So Shifty, you're fine. So you got a 26. Yes. So you very deftly swim through these halls without issue, completely silent. When you do get to that main corridor, you do see the patrol swimming past off to the east as they kind of continue moving northward.
They went this way.
You saw them come out of this door here and then start swimming this way, out of your field of view. But you swim back into the main chamber where you see the set of stairs and are able to gently glide up to the top. Yeah?
Actually, if I saw them go that way, I'm guessing... No, I don't want to risk it anymore. I think just to explore this area, but no, I'm going to go straight out. Yeah.
Okay. So you drift up to the surface, and I'm going to send you back with the rest of the group as you surface into the slave chambers. And I'm just going to, for the sake of ease, Shifty, I'm just going to move your token with the rest of the group as you see them all cleaning up. You all regroup here, trying to make it look like there was some kind of slave revolt in this area. And as you're cleaning up, we'll say...
I cast Prestidigitation to clean up my wet footprints.
Okay. So as you're moving along the hallway, you're cleaning each of them up. And as you regroup, Shifty, Chenyar, we'll say since you have a passive perception of 17, right?
Yes, passive perception is 17.
And I don't think anybody else had a higher passive perception. Chenyar, you, as you're kind of helping Volric drag one of the bodies into position, you end up close to this lowered portcullis, and you hear a very faint, like wheezing cough to the north. As you look over your shoulder, you can see that on the other side of that iron portcullis, it opens up into some sort of larger room. You're unable to see the full breadth of the room with your dark vision. It only extends so far. And there's a really foul smell coming out of that room, kind of a mix of like BO and almost like waste, like sewage. It's a really awful smell coming out of that room. But you hear like a very weak wheezing cough coming from the north. And as you are looking into the darkness, we are at 5:30, so we're going to take a quick break here, and we will return with Chenyar and see what you do with this information. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back shortly, probably within 5 to 10 minutes. And yeah, look forward to seeing you soon. Eric or anybody else, does anybody want to plug anything before we go on break?
I'll make a quick plug. So I'll type it in chat again.
Mm-hmm.
There is a gentleman who lives in the Bay Area that made this leather replica of my metal armor. It's actually kind of a work in progress. But this, as well as modifying my eye patch, the cloak I was wearing earlier, which can do a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, I'm going to put his name or the name of his company. If anybody is interested in a costume maker, he does excellent custom work.
Awesome. Excellent. Yeah, thank you for that, Eric. Yeah, the costume that Eric has right now looks super, super dope. Yeah. And I will also say if you like this content, you can also find us on YouTube. We're Dressed to Quest. You can also find us on Facebook. We have a Facebook group, Dressed to Quest. And if you do like this content as well, I do my own personal stream on Monday nights. So tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, we're called Story Reckless. So if you want to check us out, please swing on by and give us a quick watch if you don't mind. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And we'll be back shortly. See you soon. I just got to find my little... I have so many scenes. Here we go. See you soon. Bye. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dress to Quest. We are back from our break. Josh had to step out for a little bit, but he will be back with us shortly. For now, we're going to move forward with the other characters. So, let's just jump right back into this. We left off with all of you staging the dead bodies to look like potentially a slave revolt instead of a bunch of special forces coming in and eliminating these Sahuagin. With Volric's help, you managed, with Chenyar's help, and Volric kind of leading the placement of the bodies, you managed to stage something that it could be passable. You know, who knows? It might work. And as you, Chenyar, help Volric pull one of the bodies into position, you hear a weak cough to the north, and looking beyond the iron portcullis, you can see into some sort of dank room where that cough seemed to come from. So, what would you all like to do? We'll start with you, Chenyar, as you hear this.
I will say very quietly, I will look, I see Volric right in front of me. I see also, who else do I see in front of me here?
You see the entire group in front of you.
Oh, I do. Okay. So I will give a quick look at Volric, and I will go. I will mouth someone there, and I will quietly hug the wall, and then I will look at Rin, and I will say, to have her come over and see if she can spot who's in there.
Okay.
I message Rin. I say, Chenyar wants you to come over to see if you can spot.
All right.
We have all the translators. Okay.
So Rin, you're gonna slink up next to Chenyar and peer into the room. Yes. Go ahead and make a perception roll with advantage, since Chenyar is kind of like pointing in the direction of where the sound came from.
I also still have my sword out, so there is some light that is showing.
Ah.
Okay.
Well, 15.
A 15. Okay. Let's see something here, because even with your 60 feet. Okay. So with the light, how far can you extend the light, Chenyar?
Just one moment, please, and let me look that up.
That'll kind of determine some things here.
I have bright light for a 15-foot radius and dim light for another 15. She is elven as well as myself, so we should be able to see out to, I believe, 60 feet in dim light.
Yeah. So, so looking out into the 60 feet into this room, you can see that the room actually extends beyond, going past your range of dark vision.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me, DM. I'm sorry. I did miss this one part, that I can do a maximum of 30 feet for bright light. So I will, as an action, I can have it brighten 30 feet and then 30 feet of dim. So I will do that.
Full 60. And then, so even with that, though, your dark vision, unfortunately, the range of it just doesn't extend far enough into the room. This is a very long room. As you look, Rin, peering into the darkness, you hear very faint, like, wheezing, like someone is struggling to breathe beyond your field of vision. But there is somebody in that room just at the far northern end, somewhere in the darkness. And looking into the room, what you see is that on the western wall, the wall is just covered in chains that are bolted into the wall themselves, and you can see manacles dangling down. They're all unchained at the moment. And off to the right, as you kind of peer further into the room, there's these big heavy stone pillars that act as supports, and on the other side of those pillars there appears to be like a trough, and in that trough there's just this kind of residual slop, some kind of like gruel of some sort, but it has this awful, almost like brownish yellow coloration to it that's just like crusted onto this trough, and that's what you see in the room.
Chenyar will say to Rin, just real quickly, looks like a prison, and like she will motion to her, like, and then she will kind of give light as Rin starts to walk through.
Okay. So the portcullis is currently down.
As in,
it is blocking the way. Yeah, it is closed. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But just because we don't have to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that object there? Yeah. Yep.
So you go over to the big wheel on the wall and start pushing it, and it starts to rise up and into the ceiling.
I'll be using my active perception roll. Of course, have my sword ready and watching on the hall as this is happening.
Go for it. Roll your perception roll as you guys, Rin and Chenyar, open the portcullis, and you both start gingerly walking into the room. Are you trying to be stealthy as you go into the room, or?
I'm going.
I am not.
You're not
being stealthy.
Right. I'm just gonna be right behind you.
Okay.
Okay.
Before they go, can I? I'm gonna walk up over to them, and I'm gonna say, "Hold on a second. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna cast message into the room.
Okay.
It can go up to 120 feet.
Okay.
So whoever's in here, I'm gonna say friend or foe.
Do you have to know the creature that you're targeting?
Hold on. I will post it in the
toward a creature within range. Okay.
Yeah, within range, and whisper a message.
Okay. So you point in the direction that they're headed in the sound that where Chenyar kind of pointed to, and cast it, friend or foe. You hear back a very weak voice, speaking in common. You just hear, "Help."
So I don't hear this, but I will look back and see, because I see Ren, behind me.
I'll just usher Chenyar forward, but I would like to ready an Eldritch Blast if I have to.
Okay. So, sorry. Do you share with the?
Yes.
The voice
yeah. Yes, I do.
Did we hear that, or did you tell us? Yeah. Okay.
I would have told you. Yes.
Okay. And you see Aspen kind of get ready with an Eldritch Blast just in case, Chenyar.
So I'm going to move quite rapidly to where I'm hearing this wheezing.
Okay.
Because of what Aspen just told us.
Go for it. Yeah. So you start moving quickly into the room, Rin following behind, and Chenyar, as you push further and further into the room, the light continues to reveal the darkness before you until eventually you see, curled up in the corner, a humanoid body, shriveled with ragged clothes on, lying down, lying on their side, and you just barely can see that they're barely breathing.
Okay, so I'm going to do a double move.
Okay.
I'm going to get up to the individual.
Okay.
And I will cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. You cast the spell. You see them relax as the spell is released, but you don't sense that it necessarily heals any sort of injuries to this person. They just seem to be in an incredibly weakened state. What do you do next?
I will ask them, provided I see that they're conscious.
Yeah.
Do you know what is wrong with you? I'm trying to heal you, and it doesn't seem to be working.
So as you lean down to this individual, Rin, are you following up behind?
Yes.
Okay. So as you come up behind Chenyar, the two of you see this human man that you are kind of leaning over Chenyar, gently kind of pulling him to the side. And let me find here who you see.
Nathan, if it's okay, Nathan, as this is happening, I'm going to be using perception watching up north.
Yeah.
If anything else has been approached.
Okay, and did you roll?
I didn't. I'll roll again. So I rolled my other one.
Yeah, what was your first one?
First was a 1.
A 1.
So yeah, but so I don't know if you want me to roll a second, because I'm listening up north if anything comes.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, that's the roll. So you roll the 1, but you are carefully
I'm distracted.
trying to listen. Yeah, and I think you maybe get a little distracted by Rin disappearing off into that room. so as you look down, you can see this man as he turns towards you. He has very sunken features with like big wide eyes as his eyes kind of peel open looking at you, kind of a sharp nose, really stringy brown hair, and he has these ratty clothes that are just like basically falling off of his wiry frame. And he looks up to you and you ask, do you know what's wrong with you? He says, he says, water, please.
She will hand him water from her water flask.
He greedily starts to suck down the water, kind of falls against the wall, starts to shiver and close his eyes.
She will hold his head while he's drinking and help him drink water.
Okay, yeah, he continues to drink. After finishing, he slowly looks up towards the two of you, and kind of smiles. I thought that voice was my mind playing tricks on me.
Rin, we're going to get you out of here.
Thank you. My name's Stefan, by the way.
I'm Junior, and this is Rin. And I motion to Rin. Rin, I'm not very strong. Are you strong, maybe enough to be able to carry this man?
Yes, we should. I assume he has the chains on him, so let's get those off of you.
He actually doesn't. You see the chains are just off to the side. So you go to pick him up, and he's so light as you scoop him up, and he just kind of holds onto your neck, looking up at you. And you see his eyes kind of go wide as he grabs onto you. So many teeth. I saw so many teeth.
We're bringing you to a safer place. Don't worry.
He pulls you in even closer. Devouring everything. Everything. Please. Make it stop.
I'm not sure how much Rin could hide her voice from him, but she kind of whispers to Chenyar, do you think he was going to be a sacrifice?
Possibly. DM, I'd like to do an insight check to see if this person is acting and trying to deceive us.
Yeah, go for it. Make an insight check.
Oh. Natural 20.
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely not lying. This man,
okay.
In fact, this man is on the brink of death. You can tell that he is probably, mechanically speaking, like suffering from, I think it's like 5 levels of exhaustion. Like he's basically about to die. He is severely traumatized and malnourished. Yeah. But
I do have a bonus action that is Spare the Dying.
Okay.
That I might be able to use, DM.
Sure. How does that one work again?
You touch a living creature that has 0 hit points. The creature becomes stable. The spell has no effect on undead or constructs.
Okay. The creature becomes stable. I believe. Yeah. So he doesn't have 0 hit points, but we'll say you cast that spell and he seems to relax a bit from it, and that panic seems to leave his face. And yeah, he's just kind of sitting there wheezing in your arms, Rin. What do you both want to do?
I will call back to Volric, and I'll say, Volric, we need some help here. There's a man dying. We need some help to get him out of here.
Oi. I'll come down the corridor quickly.
Okay.
If I can, if I assess that he looks like he may die shortly, can I get a quick recap from them of what he said?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'll use minor illusion. I'll try and make an illusion that looks like the sacrificial ritual room that we're in. And I say, were you here?
His eyes go wide, and he starts to nod. I saw them all. They were all killed before me. Their organs ripped out of their bodies.
And what are they doing? Just empowering that shark monster?
I don't know. I witnessed one of them. They had some container filled with water. There was something thrashing within. And as they ripped the organs from my friends' bodies, I saw light emanating from the walls. And whatever was in that container had started to writhe and grow, and I saw mouths appear. I don't know. But my friends were too hard-headed. They took those of us that stood up against them and just killed us, slaughtered us. Please. And he grabs onto you, pulls you close. You must warn Thornhold. They knew we were coming. They knew we were coming.
What do you mean? Stay with me, man.
Find Thornwell. You have to find Thornwell.
Thornwell. I look at the others, see if anybody knows that name.
Anybody have history?
I do.
Aize
and I'm
Chenya?
proficient in it as well. Can I help Aize?
Yeah, so we'll say Aize, you've started kind of walking into the room as you've heard this conversation, walking up behind them, and you catch that name. Chenyar, how do you aid Aize? I'm kind of curious, like what,
I look up, and the name that he mentions, I will repeat it back, and I'll look at Aize, and I'll say, this name, and I will repeat it to him as he's coming in the room, and say, any familiarity with that, sir?
Let me consult the archive.
Oh, yes, certainly. Go ahead and make your history roll. With advantage. I see a 15 and a 10. Okay. Let me move you into the room, Aize. So, Aize, with the 15, as you start to flip through archive, searching for this name, going through your notes, going through your past schooling, the best you can find is a brief mention. I'm going to say this is actually from your notes when you were sitting in town at the various taverns and listening in onto people speaking about the kind of local politics. Thornwell is the family name of the dwarven family that started the settlement of Thornhold, that eventually grew into the town of Thornhold that it is now, the kind of more industrious city that it is now. So yeah, it's some sort of family name.
I share this with the group.
Okay.
As far as I know.
He, as his eyes start to flutter and he starts to lose consciousness, the last thing that he manages to get out as he kind of looks up to you, Volric and Chenyar, kind of looking between the two of you. He eventually drifts over to look at you, Chenyar. Thank you for making this so much more peaceful. If you can. They took my companions' items from us. We had things that their family may want. If you can find a set of armor, I believe it's being held on this floor somewhere. Thank you.
She will continue to hold his head as he tilts back, and she will try again. Spare the dying. In vain.
Yeah. Let's, for this, you know what? Yeah, I mean, let me look something up. I'm gonna see if it'll work, because I think this makes total sense to me that this should. Okay, so you cast Spare the Dying. You feel the spell take hold, and his body is stabilized, so he does not quite slip into full death, but he is very, very, very weak.
She will say to Volric, "We must get him back to the council or whatever it was that you had mentioned. Maybe he will be able to tell them more about what he has seen, things that we could not have possibly have picked up with our recon."
Agreed.
She will cast again Cure Wounds on him in an attempt to keep him stable.
Okay.
As best as she can.
Sure. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. You. What is like the minimum you can roll for Cure Wounds? It's probably like.
It's a 1d8 plus 4.
Oh yeah. So you don't have to roll then, because you cast it, and this individual at the moment, like, you fully cure them with that spell. Okay. I am gonna say they're still unconscious as they're lying there in this weakened state. But their hit points are back to full.
Okay. So she will gently put his head, hold it, while Volric picks him up so that his head doesn't bob. She's very concerned about how bad he is and what state he's in.
Okay, yeah. So you have this person with you, Stefan, and what would you like to do next? Well. You know what? Since you all just had that moment together, if it's all right, or Chenyar, what were you gonna say?
Oh, because he sort of looked at her and said about the armor. Mm-hmm. She will also let everyone else know what he said about the armor, that he believes it's on this level somewhere.
Okay, perfect. As you all finish this conversation with him, like, weakly in your arms, I do want to check in with Aspen and Shifty, who are in the other room. Lying on the ground, you have the tied up Sahuagin, still unconscious, just shallow breathing. What are you two doing in this moment? I just want to check in.
Firstly, I would like to make a perception check to see if any Sahuagin are near or around.
Okay, go for it. Make a perception roll.
22.
Yeah.
You carefully listen, and you can hear that kind of faint conversation happening in the other room, but you manage to block that out. And this floor is pretty silent right now. You just hear the faint sound of the slaves hitting the wall with their tools, but nothing else.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind, but I'll turn to Shifty, and I'll get down on my knees and kind of usher him in for a hug.
Okay.
You did really good. I'm proud of you. That was nothing. I'm just happy that you weren't caught down there.
You never have to worry about me. Come on, that's the reason why they call me Shifty Capone. You know, I am the real Malone.
You know, I'll always worry about you, Shifty.
Have you secured the boats to get them ready?
We haven't had a chance. Chenyar heard some shallow breathing and we wanted to check it out. And it sounds like they found something or someone in need of help. So I guess the next move is to take this guy and get everyone out.
Maybe let them know, maybe we can start getting that working so that we can be ready to go when they get back. I have a feeling that, well, I just took some and I pull out like a platinum piece and kind of wink at her. I got a lot more of these. I think we should, get the hell out of here before they catch on.
Okay.
What did they find?
It sounds like they found a person, a man. And then I'll hold my hand up and I'll message Shinyar. Are we ready to go?
Yes and no. We have someone who needs aid. They're unconscious. In addition, they asked if we could find their companions' armor. Apparently, it's very dear to them. They were taken prisoner, and their companions were cruelly killed as sacrifices. I don't know how much time we have, but I'm going to try and look, and maybe everyone can just real quick look to see if we can spot any of this armor. But I don't recall. I remember Shifty and Ren searched. He said it's on this floor somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll message.
Yet.
Sorry. Well, Aspen, what was that?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No. Go ahead. Eric, go ahead.
So he just says probably where we haven't been yet.
Yeah, I was gonna message back the same thing. There was a portion that they never got to check. We just kind of sort of just went straight downstairs. But I'll tell Shifty that we're looking for some armor.
Yes.
And maybe he can, if he wants to go ahead and try to find it.
Armor?
Yes, Shinyar says it has sentimental value to this person. So.
DM,
it's on this floor.
As we were coming out too, I just want to make sure that it's not in the area we were.
Oh yeah, so no, there's nothing like that is clearly just like a holding cell, like a prison, like you said. Yeah.
Okay.
I will, in that case, as soon as she said that, I tell her we need to get these boats ready to go, and then get the slaves get the freedmen one by one to get on, and then we just have to make a run for it. I'm going to go run this way and see if I can find it real quick, and I'm going to sneakily, like ninja run.
Okay.
On the pads of my toes of my feet or whatever, to this direction here.
That direction? Okay. What is? Yeah, go ahead.
I message Shifty as he's running. I say, we're also waiting for the sea elf to come back with the smaller boat. We haven't seen him yet.
I thought they came back already.
No.
We didn't hear about it. I think it's only been like an hour, right?
So at this point, it is
2 hours now.
been
2 hours since.
So since Oceanus left, it's been 50 minutes because he left at the same time that you cast the spell.
Oh, that's.
So, you have about 10 minutes left technically. We have Pass Without Trace and water breathing and all that. Rin, yeah.
Just Aize, I think.
Oh, Aize, yeah. Oh, you're muted. Sorry. Oh, you're still muted. I don't know. There you go.
I don't think that we've completely explored the first level, have we?
The level you're on right now?
No, we have not. We never went east. We only went north and south, I believe.
What about this area down here? It's close. Where there's a chamber down here.
Oh, that chamber, yeah.
Do you wish me to shine some light on it?
Well, just saunter down there. I mean, we cleared out all of the... Somebody with some stealthing skill could probably lead the way and just take a quick look.
Okay.
So not be me.
Everybody looks at Rin at the same time.
So
yeah, because Shifty's running in another direction.
So it sounds like Shifty, you're gonna go explore that area. Rin, kind of like we did last time. Rin, you're gonna run. Huh?
So before Rin takes off,
mm-hmm.
As she passes me,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to look at Aspen, and hopefully she gets the same idea as I did as Shifty runs past her. Guidance.
Okay. So,
yeah.
I
definitely.
I swing around though.
Oh, okay.
When, I hear that I swing around like dramatically when I hear that he's been gone for 15 minutes, and I go, what?
50.
50.
Yes, exactly. And it should have taken 15 or 20.
No. He had to swim all the way to the boat.
Yeah.
And then he had to take a boat back. Yeah. So no.
We also haven't gone above ground yet, and out of the building yet.
Sorry. Just This is the timing is about right.
Okay. I thought he was gone for 20 minutes, but he should have been back 20 minutes. So what?
No. He had to swim like a full mile just to get there, and then get the boat, and then paddle a rowboat that's really slow back to all of you. So yeah, the timing is about right. So Shifty, do you want to go off and explore that area while Rin goes down to the other?
Yeah, I will do that. I'm going to use my 27 stealth.
Perfect. So let's just
39.
Okay, for the sake of speed, go ahead, both of you. You can either do perception or investigation as you go to your various areas, while the rest of you slowly and carefully follow Rin back down to that area. And we'll see what you find as you go to these two different areas. So Shifty, you got a 17, and Rin.
I'm just looking at which one I'd want to do. That looks like I'd want to use.
And you have guidance as well if you want to use it either on your stealth check or on your.
Am I also rolling stealth then?
You know what? Because you're going to an area that you've cleared, you don't have to roll stealth. Yeah. And you can add a d4 to that.
All right.
14, okay.
14.
All right, let's start with Shifty really quick. So, Shifty, you dart off in that direction, and as you start heading west, you can see there is a hallway to the south, and if you head down that way and kind of look to the left, to your left and right, you can see there are two doorways. As you carefully poke inside each, you find yourself looking in unfinished, what look to be like living quarters, much like the ones you saw on the floor below. In fact, these ones even have some tiling that's being set up on the ground like you saw below. Like there's one room that has like these green tiles set up with a partially made mosaic of similar scenery, and the other one has blue tiles with, again, more kind of scenery set up, but they are unfinished. Let me see if there's actually anything of note in those rooms.
I'm guessing there's probably not going to be. I'm trying to do this as speedily as I can.
Yeah. I mean, and again, this is.
I think there were 3 ways to go or 2 ways to go, so I'm probably gonna. If it looks like they're just.
So both of those rooms, like much of this floor, there's nothing in them really because they are unfinished. And when you continue darting to the west, as you go back out into the main hall and you dart all the way to the west, you find yourself appearing back out in the main hallway that you took to head south at the first place. And you know that just south of you is the pair of doors that led into that room with all of the dead bodies that were, hanging on the walls. So that's what you see as you go there. The other group, as Rin, you dart down to that room and start to search that area. So you're down here with everybody else. I'm just going to move you all down into here. Let me find this room. Here we go.
This is the one where they started. Am I misremembering? Is this the one where they started to get ready? No, that was underwater.
Yeah, that was an underwater room, yeah. Okay, so, Rin, you search this room, and what you see is just piles of hammers and chisels and mining picks. This looks to be some kind of storeroom for all the work and construction that's going on. You can even see there's piles of tiles set up in this room as well.
Obviously no armor then.
Okay, yeah, that's what you see.
I say I'll stick around and search through some more. Keep moving.
Okay. Volric, so you want to make a perception?
Would you like some help, Volric?
Yeah, well, just only because, yes, Post Bunny, I'm Volric. But I was gonna say was, I think time was a bit of an essence, and so I could spend more time in here.
Sure.
That way, you guys can move forward.
Yeah, we should just keep chugging along.
So you want perception, right? You said?
Perception, yeah. And sounds like Chenyar wanted to. Yeah, so you can add guidance to that.
Nice. Always be nice to the cleric.
I actually wanted to help him perceive as well to give him advantage.
Oh, I see.
You can do it, Volric.
Rin has already made one perception roll, so this is the 2 perception rolls for the room.
18 total.
18 total, okay. With Chenyar giving you some encouraging words and the guidance taking hold as all of you start to head out of the room, Volric, you scan the room and you see that there's a kind of a portion of the wall where there are no tools in place. There's kind of a big clear spot. And as you kind of squint and look, you realize that there's a seam in the stonework, whereas most of it is very just like rough chiseled walls. And as you kind of approach and look, you see that there clearly is some kind of concealed stone doorway that looks like it could slide to the side. However, you since you got an 18, you also see that as you get close to this secret door, very, very intricately carved in a very minute script, there is little glyphs running along the seam that you suspect would be
dangerous.
Something that could trigger, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Chris just raised his hand earlier.
Yeah,
so
yeah, go ahead.
Before I talk. Go ahead, Chris.
I assume we're going to try to explore down this corridor here, that through the door, left, and then right again.
Okay.
Actually, my question is for Nathan. Mm-hmm. How much time is left on the Alter Self spell?
You got about 10 minutes left, and just to kind of help you all with, because we just turned the Explorer mode on, so you don't actually see all the places you've been. That corridor that you were pointing at, Aize, that is the direction you came from when you first came here with Shifty. So you've been down that corridor before, yeah.
All right.
Chenyar will also say to Aize...
Hold on. Chenyar, first.
I just want to say to Aize, as Volric points out the glyphs, she'll look at Aize and say, could you use Mage Hand to open the door?
Oh, I don't have that. Well, hold on. Let me see if I have it. No, I don't. I have, however. I have something else. Hold on. Which door you want to open?
I think we should all leave the room first, and then you open the door.
Looks like something nasty is going to happen. Guarding something important.
Not a problem.
Okay.
This is ritual casting.
Okay.
Posted in
okay. So you...
The reason I didn't catch Mage Hand. I'll pop open Archive, and I'll use this one, Awaken Spellbook.
Okay. And you cast Unseen Servant?
Yep.
Okay. So the the servant, I guess, is purely invisible. Is that right? Like, you don't actually see it?
I thought I posted it in yeah, he's invisible.
Okay, so there's this servant that suddenly, none of you really see anything happen. You just see Aize focus and Archive kind of, okay, here we go. And there's a little bit of dust that kind of, and you see the dust kind of moving as something is moving through the room. And Aize, what do you want your unseen servant to do?
Well, first off, I imagine that it would be probably prudent to, what do you think? Should we vacate the room? Or,
yes.
Like, everybody out.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody leaves the room, and as you step outside of the room, what happens next?
Once everybody is out, then I will command the servant and say, Jeeves, please open that door.
Okay. You suddenly watch as the door starts to slide to the side, and you those of you peeking around the corner see all the runes go light up. And what is this glyph going to trigger? You watch them all light up in this like icy blue coloration. And then there's a blast of cold air and frost that just goes out in front of the door, which would have been 19 points of cold damage had anybody been standing there, as it blasts the room. And the servant, I'm assuming, is just obliterated.
Alas, poor Jeeves.
And as the door slides to the side, it reveals a chamber within. But before we resolve that, I just want to go back to Shifty really quick. So Shifty, you've explored these rooms. You're now standing in the hallway that you came down originally. What was your plan next?
I've explored up here, correct?
Yes. So that is going all the way back towards the entrance.
Gotcha. And this here, I looked into it, but I didn't actually open it.
Correct.
I'm going to listen first, real quick.
Okay, go ahead and make your perception roll. 14. You hear nothing on the other side.
I'm actually listening for the hallway. If I hear any kind of like footprints or talking, but
you don't hear anything.
I'm going to then try to open this door. I'm going to check for traps, of course.
Yeah, go for it. Make a trap check. And as you've
not one, but I have a lucky.
Yeah, halfling ability, that's right, yeah.
I'm gonna use my lucky.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, wait, you're a halfling?
I am. I'm just lucky. I got a 15 this time. All right, 15. That's better.
The door is unlocked and there are no traps. So open it. As you open the door and look inside, you find yourself standing in a room full of bodies. There are bodies hanging on the walls. There are bodies, some on the ground, discarded. And you see a mixture of lizard folk, orcs, hobgoblins. There are some other humanoids. You are like, they look maybe human, but it's hard to tell. And there are as well appear to just be carcasses of animals. There are some large fish that are being held here. There is as well as some other, like, looks to be like a seal and other like marine life that's just being stored here. But it is a room full of carcasses.
Mockery. Do I see any kind of somewhere that might be storing any of the items of these victims?
Go ahead and make another perception or investigation, your choice, as you look around the room.
An 18.
18, okay. Looking around the room, you find that a number of the humanoid bodies, almost actually all of the humanoid bodies, their chest cavities have been ripped open and all of the internal organs have been removed. And it looks like two of the bodies are, one is actually, so two of the bodies, as you look at them, one appears to be a half-elf and another one appears to be human. You don't see any items in here. These are purely just carcasses.
I quickly get out and close the door, and I maybe I don't know. I'll roll a Constitution save.
Yeah, sure.
I did a nat 1, and as soon as I think I go into that room, I can't help it. I vomit.
Yeah. So you go running out of the room. Yeah, but and we don't have to describe it for those of us that are squeamish.
I get sick not in the hallway, but in there, maybe, or maybe I go out and against the hallway. Yeah, maybe against the wall here.
God, what does that say about me that I get all squeamish when talking about that, but then I can describe a person being obliterated by a fireball, and I'm like,
it means you're a sick person, Nathan.
Yeah, I'm sick and I'm bad, and I should feel bad.
Calls together in one thing.
All right, so Shifty, you go back out in the hall, and then where are you gonna go next? Are you gonna?
I'm going to, because I've already been to this place here. I'm guessing this is where we came from. You said over here.
Yep. You've been that way. Yeah.
That's where the boats are.
That's the entrance. Yeah, going in that direction.
I would like to peek outside and do a perception.
Okay. So as you start scampering to the north, I think we're going to cut back to the other group now. As you go up to the north towards the entrance. Without issue, you are able to get up to the entrance, and we'll see what happens once you get there. The rest of you in this room, the door you see is now open, and there's just ice crystals across the ground. Looking into the room on the other side, let me describe what you see. Let's see, what is in this room? I mean, I kind of know, but... So, looking into this room, you can see that there is a... here it is, here. There is a full set of beautiful plate armor that's hooked up onto, like a rack. As well as what looks to be another set of half plate that has all of these intricate designs of like waves scrawling throughout it. You also see a coffer off to one side of the room, another set of what looks to be chainmail, and then there are three shields that are kind of tucked into the corner of the room. And on the shields, you see this symbol, painted out like a crest. It looks to be a 6-pointed star that's enclosed in a circle, with 2 opposing brackets kind of sprouting off the top and the bottom. So kind of these 2 little doodads sprouting off the top and the bottom. So it almost creates like a circle with these 2 and then a 6-pointed star on the inside.
You want me to cast a detect magic?
I was hoping you would.
Yeah. Alrighty, hold on.
Okay. How long does it take you to cast detect magic?
10 minutes if it's a ritual.
But I think with your class, it's like an action, right?
I can detect magic instantly if you wish.
There's that too.
Well,
all right, I cast detect magic. If he's going to do it ritual, I can do it regular. Ayeze, if you don't have it as a regular spell.
I have it as a regular or a ritual.
But I want to clarify with Ayeze. Ayeze, are you with your subclass? Aren't you able to cast it as just an action as a ritual?
I can do that once a day.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
And I did that with the Unseen Servant because I didn't have that packed.
Got it. Okay.
But actually, go ahead.
Okay. So
Jenya, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll cast detect magic and see if anything pops.
Yeah. So you cast detect magic, and immediately you see the set of half plate start to glow. It is glowing with, I would say, transmutation magic as it starts to emanate outwards. Let me see what else. Make a perception roll for me, if you don't mind.
Sure. $23.
You see, as you look over towards the coffer, just through the thin crack of the lid, there is a little bit of aura kind of spilling out through that crack. And again, it looks like there's transmutation magic kind of emanating from within that chest.
I will explain that to everyone as I'm detecting the magic, and I'll say, we need to take all of this. I don't want them to have any of these.
Might I make a recommendation?
Yes.
Let's take everything out of the room except the chest. Let me summon another Unseen Servant to open the chest.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So she will take all the stuff back. I know Volric is got the person with him, Stefan. So I'm going to ask Aspen and Rin. Is Rin back? Rin's with us, yeah.
Yeah.
And
if it's too much for us to carry, we could also probably ask the others that aren't making noise right now to help carry.
I think we can grab most of it.
You also see it's a much much more minor enchantment, but when you look at the full set of plate, that as well has like a very thin sheen of enchantment over it. And the armor itself, you got a 23 perception. I think you looking at it recognize the kind of the design of the armor. It looks elven. And this looks to be a set of elven mithril plate.
Crap.
Oh, she will be like, oh, I have not seen things like this in quite some time. Yes, we need to remove all of this.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So we'll leave the chest, and Aize, you're gonna summon.
That would take me 10 minutes to bring up the unseen servant. Let me check if Shifty is close by.
Okay.
And I'll fire off a message to him to see if he's in range.
What is the range?
120.
Where would I be during this time? Would I have made it outside?
Well,
already?
let's find out. So 120 feet. Yeah, he's definitely out of range. So you cast the spell, and you don't get anything back.
All right, it's gonna take me 10 minutes to bring up the unseen servant.
Okay.
If we want to rush it, somebody can try opening that chest, but you know.
And at this point,
I mean, why don't we just check it for traps and see if it's trapped first before we do all of this?
Rin has a good eye for that.
All right.
Okay. All right.
That'd
Rin,
be. Go ahead.
Rin,
What would I be rolling?
investigation.
Yes.
I'm going to touch her shoulder. Yeah. Okay, got
After you.
My shoulders
You-
keep getting touched today. I don't know. When is it going to be like, good job, and that's it?
Yeah.
You go in and both. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Make your investigation roll with with the two. With the D4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, plus.
Awesome. So you get down and look at the chest. Let me see. Is it trapped? It is trapped. So what do you have a way of disarming it? As you carefully look at the mechanism for opening it, you can see a thin tripwire just within as you barely open it without actually snapping it. And it looks like if that were to snap, you notice that there are slots on the either side of the chest where it looks like something would probably swing out to actually catch your legs.
I look around and I say, I'll try it.
She's gonna put her shield up.
Okay.
On one of the sides of Volric if he's gonna try this.
Okay.
I say, a tap on the shoulder, maybe.
Okay, guidance. Okay, sure.
So, my cloud rune gives me advantage on sleight of hand.
Okay.
Even though I have 0 bonus.
But do you have something that you can use? You don't have thieves' tools, so I'll let you do this. But
I do.
There you go.
I was gonna say, let's look in our inventory.
Do we have tools? I do not have tools. No.
I do have thieves' tools.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Nice.
All occasions. All right, I'll take it. I'll try and figure out which end is the right end to stick it in.
Oh my god, this is great. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. Sure, I'll allow it. Yeah.
I'm not the real Malone, you know. Give it a shot. Here we go.
Where is he, anyways?
Yeah.
Come on. Advantage. 14 plus a D4.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and add a D4.
Plus 3, 17.
Okay,
Oh,
you carefully insert the tools in and manage to grab the line with a pair of tweezers and then snip it so that it doesn't and release the tension. And then you can just slowly release that tension. And you watch as Volric slowly releases it. These little slats open on the side of the chest as these 2 sickle-like blades just slowly kind of... And then they just dink onto Volric's armor without any force. And the trap is disabled.
Well done.
He opens it and poisons gas.
Yeah.
Secondary trap.
No.
So, opening the chest and looking inside, you see that there are 12 potions all stacked within. And as you look over them, Aize looking over Volric's shoulder, you immediately recognize the kind of bubbles that are rising within. These are potions of water breathing. There are 12 of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, take it all.
I'll share this with the group.
All right, let's cut back to Shifty. Sorry, just was responding to Post Buddy. Yeah, yay! I knew this would be useful eventually. I love that when you have some random crap in your inventory. All right, so Shifty, cutting back to you. You slink through the hallways heading northward, and as you move northward, oops, I just made your token big. Didn't mean to do that. Moving northward. You don't sense any creatures moving through the hallways. You eventually get to the entrance, and pushing the big heavy stone doors open, you step outside and find all of the bodies that you had all pulled out there and piled up. Just all of these Sahuagin bodies just stacked and piled on the front entrance here. And stepping out onto the stony like walkway that crumbles and breaks, you look out into the starry night before you. You can see the stars and the moon kind of glinting off of the sea before you. Can see the dark shapes of the shore to the north of you. And I would like you want to make a perception roll, right? To see if you can spot, you're looking for Oceanus, is that right?
I'm looking for a Danger and Oceanus.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception roll for me.
Come on, Shifty.
A 13. I go ahead and use my. No. I'm gonna save my advantage for when we're on the boats.
Okay. So looking out over the water. Hold on, I gotta find something. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Looking out over the water. You look to the north in the direction that you came from with your ship, and you can see a mile out, just barely, the shape of the ship out in the darkness. It's not super obvious. You managed to drop anchor in such a way that there's kind of a peninsula jutting out, so it could be mistaken as like a rock formation jutting out of the water. But as you follow that line of where the ship is and try to kind of imagine the trajectory that Oceanus would be traveling towards the island, you spot a tiny black shape of a bobbing rowboat that it's approaching. It's probably less than a quarter mile away, so he should be here very soon as it's rowing in your direction.
I run back.
You run back to the group.
I just wanted to check to see if the coast was still clear, or if we had to find another way out.
Right. All right. Well, hold on. I'm seeing if he's... Okay, so watching the boat approach, you turn to leave for the group. And as you turn, some movement kind of catches your eye over where the boat is, and you turn to look back. You swear you saw something behind the boat dip below the waves.
Do I need to roll anything to think it might be danger?
No, this is entirely up to you, Shifty, to decide what you think that may be. Huh?
I'm gonna pull out my bow and aim for it.
Okay, I mean, he's like I said, he's like about a quarter mile, a little less, so it's...
So how far away is that? I have a short bow.
That's out. I'm pretty certain that's outside of the range of a short bow. Let me see. Because a short bow only has like a range of, I think, like, what is it, 180?
Something like that. So this is far. I need a longbow to be able to hit that thing.
Likely so. I'm doing some quick math here. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So Oceanus is probably 1,000 feet away. So even a longbow would not be able to aim that far.
Yeah. So definitely, I can't. I don't think I could use any kind of spell to. Everything's like 30 feet or like that. So yeah, I can't do anything except, I guess. Is he outside the water? Do I think, or is he like pushing it with?
Oceanus, you see him up. Yeah, he's up on the boat. Like you see the little shape of a person rowing.
I'm go like this. Behind you, behind you.
He's 1,000 feet away. He's not going to hear you if you whisper.
Little like I go on top of the pile of bodies, and I'm trying to like
wave. Okay, go ahead and make Make a performance roll, and I will roll for Oceanus. I'll roll a perception roll and see if he notices.
Maybe actually, yeah. I'm gonna, if it's possible, then.
Okay.
I could put my rucksack, my bag of holding. I believe I do have a. Oh, I thought I had a hooded lantern. I do have one.
Okay. Go ahead and then, you know what? Let's see. I think with that, you can get his attention. So he's in a rowboat. That's the thing. He's like, rowboats, you generally face.
Yeah, he's looking the
other way. Yeah. So, yeah, just do a performance roll for me. That's the best I can think of for this, to try to get his attention. I will give you advantage because you have a hooded lantern. You can use the light source to try to.
I will use that inspiration. What does the inspiration do? Give me an extra d6.
So is this the inspiration from Bardic Inspiration or the inspiration from?
That expired. That's 1 minute.
The Bardic Inspiration expired. Yeah.
It expired. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
So, Shifty, you desperately are trying to flick the lantern to get Oceanus's attention, but he seems to be just focused on trying to get this boat to shore. And you just watch. Are you going to stand and watch?
No.
I don't know what else I can do. Shoot, because I don't have a weapon that can get that far. So I'm gonna jump into the water and see what I see in the water. See if there's like a whole group of them coming after him, or maybe a single thing. If I can even see that in the dark water, I don't know.
Yeah. So again, about 1,000 feet away, he is approaching, so it's like getting closer. But even with your dark vision, you can only see 60 feet. And this is.
Do I see anything in my vicinity that looks like patrolling?
Go ahead and make a perception roll for me as you dip down into the waves.
This is scary. Here, watch.
So Shifty, we see Shifty.
I cannot see anything right
we
now.
see Shifty all alone slip down into the waves, into the cold darkness. And Shifty, as you look around, you see, looking down, you just see your feet kind of dangling before you as if you're floating above a rocky precipice as this sheer cliff dives down into the abyss below you. And looking out towards the direction of Oceanus, it just goes into utter blackness within 60 feet.
Damn it! I'm gonna take off my hat and put it lightly on the ground. And I'm like, why couldn't they message me? I didn't know I went that far. And I'm gonna dive in towards him, but try to do it stealthily, I suppose.
Okay, you're gonna swim for Oceanus. Okay.
Halfway,
okay, and you're gonna try to be stealthy.
I want to see if I can.
Go ahead, roll a stealth check. You no longer have Pass Without Trace, as that is left.
Good luck, buddy.
19? Okay. So, Shifty. I'm gonna ask Josh really quick. Have you ever been snorkeling or scuba diving? As a person?
I have a very crazy story about.
Well, I don't need the story. I just need to know if you've done it.
I've done both.
You've done both. Okay, so have you had the experience of being in the shallows and then suddenly coming to a drop off and it just?
Oh yeah.
So that is what's happening now. As Shifty ducks into the water and you push off and you just watch as that cliff face leaves and you are just floating over a black abyss as you start to swim under the water towards Oceanus. You desperately start pushing yourself with speed, trying to get to Oceanus as quick as you can. This takes you probably a good 10 minutes or so as you start pushing through the water, and then up ahead you start to see the underside of the hull of Oceanus's boat, and even before you see him, you hear that as he is rowing, that loud splash of those oars. And as you look, There are 7 Sahuagin that are just swimming silently behind, looking up, their eyes glinting in that eerie, murky light, their teeth just watching, stalking silently.
Are we near the, is he near a coastal edge?
No, you are out over open water, and it's just you and Oceanus as he is rowing back. Huh?
I wish I could extract him somehow, like, you know.
Well, what do you do?
I can't take on 7 Sahuagin by myself. I am going to... How far away are they?
Let's say that at this point you are... Well, how close would you want to get? You have to be within 60 feet because of dark vision, right? So you're within 60 feet.
Okay. Within 60 feet. I am going to... I'm going to create the image of the spiral using silent image.
Okay, where are you putting it?
I'm going to put it, so they're coming this way. I'm going to put, and here, the boat is here. I'm going to put the thing over in the, like, another direction, but like, it could be 15 feet. So I'm going to make it 15 feet and like glow it and have it, I don't actually know if it can glow, but I'm going to have it like glowing red and black and red and black and kind of, you know, doing like a thing.
Wow.
Energy coming out of the center.
Yeah.
To see if I can get their attention away from that thing.
Okay, you are an arcane trickster. Do you have the ability yet to cast spells while hidden? Can you do that?
While doing what?
Like, don't arcane tricksters have the ability to cast spells while hidden? Like, they can... While they're
yeah, that's the mage hand. I have the...
oh, that's the mage hand, okay. You know what? I'll tell you what. Because this spell it does require a verbal component, I am going to need you to make another... we'll call this a sleight of hand check, because
sure.
You are in their element. You are under the water. Oh my goodness. Okay, so
I got 26. So
you manage to time the release. You start doing the somatic components, and then you time the release of the verbal component right as one of those oars splashes into the water, releasing it, so that the Sahuagin do not notice. And suddenly that spiral appears next to them, starts to glow with this red light, and you watch as all the Sahuagin. And they stop, staring at it in reverence as the boat starts to trail away from them.
Away, by the way, in the side, to the side, like.
You see one of the Sahuagin, kind of a bigger, bulkier one, looks over the rest, and then gestures to them, and they all start to swim towards it and kind of encircle it, looking up at it. They seem to be captivated by it. You can hear under the water, even though they're far away, the sound is traveling. You hear these strange, like, as they seem to be chatting with each other, trying to figure out what this is. But they seem to, you are holding their attention for now. And Oceanus is starting to paddle away from them. What are you going to do?
I have this thing for 10 minutes in concentration.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is, as they get closer, I'm going to move it farther away.
Okay, so you will have to swim.
I'll have to move it like a little bit. So I'm guessing they're like going to be like, 50 feet away.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, when they're 10 feet to it, I'm just going to kind of slowly go there until I see this thing gets there. I'm not sure how long it'll take him to get to the edge.
Perfect. So with that, Shifty, you manage to slowly start drifting this symbol off into the depths. And we see the little form of Shifty just kind of paddling in the water, and far in the distance this glowing symbol with these 7 fish monsters just looking up at it, their big bulbous eyes catching the red light as it pulses, and Oceanus continues to paddle. All of you, you finish your investigation of this, gather all of the armor, and have everything that you wanted from this room. And it's been about, we'll say, with all of that happening, like 15 minutes or so. Pass Without Trace fades, water breathing, all of that fades, your alter self. And what are you all doing in this moment?
Time to grab all the stuff and head back, right? Right, Aspen?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Where is Shifty? He should have been back here by now. I don't know.
Are we gonna go out and meet him?
Yeah. I'm gonna send a message to the slaves in the other room, the half orc leader, I guess, and tell them to that we're leaving and that they should come.
Okay.
I'm gonna gather up some of the axes and the picks and stuff like that, so that I can give that to the orcs and the slaves in case they have to defend themselves, so that they'll have some weapons.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, these are the same tools that they were already using. Just
Okay.
Yeah,
Wasn't sure if they were using hammers or something.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. But good idea. Yeah. So if you want them to just take them with them, they will happily walk out with their tools. So you gather everybody up, and you're all gonna head for the entrance. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that whole way there, I'm gonna try to message Shifty.
Okay. So as you get everybody gathered, and this takes a little while because you got to get all these people together, grab all the supplies. We'll say another 10 minutes or so of you getting everything together to head up towards Shifty. As you start moving through the halls, being careful, listening for anything that may be coming, you all eventually step out into the fresh, cold sea air of the entrance. So I'm just going to move you all. I'm not going to move all the prisoners up there just because it's kind of a lot of tokens to futz about with. So just imagine that they are all behind you. And as you step out onto the stone, you are, Aspen, trying to reach out to Shifty, casting the spell. Nothing is coming back. All of you step out into the cool fall air. You get that strong scent of the salty ocean, and looking around, you hear the splashing of water and look over and see that Oceanus is currently rowing up with this small rowboat and just kind of waves at you as the boat boom, bumps up into the stone. Aspen, you let the spell out one more time, and Shifty, you hear, what do you say, Aspen?
Shifty, where are you? We have everyone and we're ready to go.
You hear like a frantic voice in your head. I'm in the water, holding 7 Sahuagin off the shore. Be ready. They're I got them for now. I'm in the water. Get the boats ready. There's only 5 minutes before I have to cast another one.
I look to Volric.
I'm gonna come to the surface with my head to bop up to the top.
Okay, Aspen, you look to Volric.
Yeah, I look to Volric, Shinyar, using Rin. Shifty says he's in the water and he's keeping 7 Sahuagin at bay. He says be ready. I don't want him in the water by himself. We have to go.
Yeah.
Can you ask him if he can swim closer to the shore and towards us? That way we can meet him on the way.
Yeah. And then I'll message Shifty. He just says, meet us closer to the shore and we will meet you halfway.
Do you know the direction he's in?
And what direction are you in?
I'm going to...
Shifty, I'm going to need you to make a survival check for me to see if you know where you are. Because
I don't get caught in a current.
You are just swimming out in open water.
Yeah. That's part of the story I had snorkeling. I got caught in a riptide.
Shifty, you have no idea where you are right now. You are just in a dark abyss. You could risk swimming up to the surface and looking around, but you are just... There's no point of reference right now. That you can't see the bottom. All you see are these shark creatures looking up at your symbol. And you do start to notice that the one in charge seems to be talking kind of frantically with the others, and they're starting to turn to leave the symbol.
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
Rin's getting very frantic at the news of Shifty's just in the water somewhere. And brings up Rin mentions I could send Bert out if it could blow our cover, but I'm not sure what else.
Could Bert find him?
I could see through his eyes if it comes to that.
Yes, but he's in the water. I'm wondering, can Bert send him or track? All right, that's silly. Tracking in water doesn't work. I'm wondering if we can. I have a bullseye lantern on my robe. I can use it to signal, but the Sahagin will see it as well.
They're going to attack us as we leave.
I mean, ideally, I'm thinking that it would be great if we just wait on the shore for them to show up, because if they were following Oceanus, and then we just clean them out.
I don't think we should fight them on their territory.
Exactly. Don't want to fight them in the water.
A message, Shifty. Shifty, get back to shore now. We're gonna wait for them to come to us.
You have an idea where he is? And I pull out my manta ray cloak.
I'm going to come towards the surface so you can actually see my head bobbing.
Okay.
And I'm going to change the mental image, and I'm going to change that silent image. Actually, no, I'm going to use prestidigitation and make a little. Can I make sparks underwater?
Sure.
I'm going to make a little spark underwater. In.
Okay.
I guess towards this direction right here.
I'll meet you part ways.
So hold on. So
okay, go ahead.
You're going to make a spark in the water in a different direction in hopes of just getting them to pay attention to it?
Kind of to get them, because I want to make sure I can get back to shore too.
So what is your intent here? You're trying to create a distraction so that you can start swimming.
A distraction, yes, for them to go look. What's that over there?
Okay. Well, so this is what happens. So you start to swim up. As you start to swim up, you see that the one that's in charge finishes up whatever they're saying to the other ones, and 6 of them peel off with the one in charge leading them, and one Sahuagin stays behind looking at this image as they start to swim. You are rising to the surface, and you are going to try to cast Prestidigitation.
Actually, I can't. It's only 10 feet.
Okay. Well, if you are going to rise to the surface and start swimming back to the party, I'm going to need you to make another stealth check as you try to leave their zone.
28. I'm still feeling selfie.
You manage to silently rise to the surface and rise up, and looking around, you kind of get your bearings. You can see the large shape of the island in the distance, and you start swimming in that direction.
And I will pull up the cloak, and I say, I'm going to meet him part way, and I'll dive in, and of course it will take the form of a manta ray as I dive in.
Okay.
I'll try my best to, I know, at some point you can let me know, but I'll be moving towards that direction, but staying close to the shore to try and keep an eye out and find him.
So this is literally like out in the middle of open water, so you immediately leave the shore as you start swimming in that direction.
Yep.
And are you trying to be silent?
Nope.
Okay, so you start swimming in that direction. Shifty, you start to swim towards the island as all of you see Volric take off with immense speed with this cloak. Shifty, as you're swimming, you suddenly hear, like off to your right, a bit far away, you suddenly hear this excited, like, and you hear it kind of moving rapidly, sort of in front of you and going towards the island. Chenyar.
Chenyar will briefly look at Aspen and Aize and Ren, and she'll look confused and go, what part of fighting them not in their own territory was misunderstood?
Volric's very fast when he's in his manta ray form. He's probably hoping that he can. I shall have no idea what he's doing. Well,
halfling swim, I assume, but
I hope he can also
get ready.
Sorry, go ahead, Ren.
No, we only could get ready now. Go ahead.
What Ren said. I recommend that we take cover, get ready, watch the water, and see what comes up.
DM, I'm going to look to see if I can spot where he's swimming. I'm going to keep my eye on anything that will give me an intel of where Volric is.
Okay, you can make a perception roll. And Aize, what were you going to do?
I wanted to make sure that all of our rescuees were sorted and in a safe place under cover.
Okay. Oh, so you want to get him hidden?
Yeah, I assume they're all still fatigued, and then there's the one guy that's in really bad shape.
Yeah.
So just want to make sure that. Oh, and our prisoner.
Yeah.
She ended up sagging as well. Right.
All right. So Aize, you start to get the prisoners into the main entrance area to kind of get them out of sight, making sure that the prisoner is in there as well. And Aspen, what are you doing?
I'm trying to look for Shifty.
Got it. Okay, so you can make a perception roll as well. Chenyar, keeping track of Volric, 13, okay. Keeping track of Volric, Volric isn't trying to be stealthy, and Volric, are you just kind of gliding at the surface of the water?
No, so I'm underwater, but I'm only about 30 feet out, and I'm...
How deep are you?
About 15 feet.
15 feet, okay.
Yeah, and I'm actively using perception to see either the Sahuagin coming at me or Shifty coming at me.
Okay, got it. So, Chenyar, you try to track Volric, and you manage to track his wake for probably about 30 feet until it dissipates as he dives deeper. And, I mean, I honestly, even if you roll the natural 20, I just don't know how you'd be able to see him. He's under the water. You, Aspen, looking out, trying to spot where Shifty is. I mean, Shifty rolled a 28, so I think it was a 28. You are looking out into the darkness, hoping to see him, and you are not seeing anything. We're at about 7 o'clock here, so this is what's going to happen.
Mortal Kombat ending.
We win.
What's going to happen is we see Volric under the water, gliding through utter darkness. Bubbles trailing off as Shifty is trying to swim very elegantly with your helm of underwater action towards the dark shape of the island in the distance, while all of your companions are up on the shore. Aize trying to comfort the prisoners, getting them back into the darkness so they won't be spotted. Chenyar and Aspen looking out over the horizon, trying to see where their friends are. Let me do a quick thing here. Volric, go ahead and make a perception roll for me.
Can I make a perception roll to see if I see him?
Yes, go for it.
I hope you see me. All right, here we go.
Start waving.
24.
Okay. Volric, before you see them, you hear them. It's very quiet, but you hear just this faint, familiar clicking sound of the Sahuagin. And they seem to be, the sound is kind of trailing through this eerie underwater space, and they seem to be trying to stay quiet, like they are hunting. And as you are going towards Shifty, you look and you see up on the surface a tiny... Well, Shifty, what was your stealth again? Oh, you got a 28. Never mind, you don't see Shifty, but you're looking for Shifty off into the darkness. And as you look, you see in the gloom 7 shapes fan out and start to encircle you, just outside of your vision.
Do Perfect. I see him?
You got a 13. I will say, Shifty, as you are swimming quickly towards the island, you can hear the sound of something quick pulsing through the water, probably a good 100 feet away. And
I would have no idea what it is, though.
Yeah, you're not sure, but you hear something. Well, I'll give you this. You can hear something swimming quick through the water, but you also hear that very iconic sound of metal armor kind of like clinking and bending through the water as he's moving with great speed. So you have a pretty good sense that it's some armored thing swimming with great speed in your direction. And as we end tonight, we see Volric. Volric, do you just keep swimming towards in the direction you're going as you see these shapes start to circle you?
Yeah, no, so as I'd mentioned, I wanted to be about 30 feet away looking, and then as I see them coming at me, then I'm going to message Aspen. I say, I'll be up in a second. I'm bringing the party with me.
Okay, so as Volric, we'll say Volric, you kind of come to a stop as you see these shapes circling around you. And then you watch with great speed. They start to swim at you, and at the last second you notice there's one directly below you. swimming right up towards you with immense speed, and that's where we're going to end tonight as we see the shape of Volric floating there in the water with all of these shark Sahuagin creatures zooming in towards him.
Jaws theme.
What was that? How you say?
Oh, I can hear the Jaws theme.
Yeah, exactly. Da, 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 da. Oh man. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you, Post Bunny, for lighting up our chat. It was great fun. I look forward to next week, and I'm excited to see what happens. This is super sketchy because Volric, you are like very far from the group, and so is Shifty. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Good night, everybody.